and just like we lose 20 minutes of
It's only 10 minutes.
lore or something?
It was still an annoying 10 minutes, but it was only 10 minutes. Alright. Oh, it is now going, and we are in fact on the right bits and blobs and bobble boops. So, Corin, go.
Alright, so last time on Jumpchain Terminal Season, there was a that whole issue involving the let's call him the Long Finger Grim. It,
No.
it was not a good time to be Hunter, considering the fact that they captured him. But it seems that when they're not being observed, they're capable of pulling people into some sort of thingy dimension, whatever's going on in those shadows. But fortunately, y'all managed to take them out. One thing's for certain, though, there are some Grim that you always want to keep your eyes on when engaging them in combat. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, things in the future might have to do with this.
Oh. Oh no.
How
Oh no is my
ominous.
favorite part.
Oh.
However, after y'all escaped the forest, having inconveniently lit a flame a good portion of it, but conveniently having a Grim of considerable size extinguish said flame, y'all are now standing outside the forest near the cathedral that y'all were looking to investigate. However, it seems that there are lights on inside of the cathedral, some sort of flame or another, and you can see a shadow being cast through several of the broken windows. Seems you are not the first people to reach this cathedral today. Or tonight, I should say, given the fact that it is past nightfall now.
Are we in a new family zone?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Then we should probably not like hide ourselves when we're approaching, unless like it doesn't feel. Can we tell from here, or can I tell from here if they're breathing people or
Roll me a sense.
like?
Damn.
2 degrees of success, yes. Whoever it is, they are a living, breathing being.
I go ahead and tell my team that.
Additionally, from the seams of things, at least on the first floor, there is only one person inside.
Oh. Alright. Let's go ahead and meet them, guys.
I healy my way into to this place.
Yes.
Defy gravity once more.
All right. I will ask who is the first person to walk through the doors.
Not me.
I'll go.
Sounds like
She
Katie.
did say she was healing.
Yeah.
Okey-doke. Katie leads the crew by healing her way into the large church. And sure enough, after a few consecutive short hops to get up the stairs, you find yourself inside of the area. This one looks very similar to the previous ones. It seems that there must have been some form of standardization because even the pews are in the same places. However, you do note that near the pulpit there appears to be some significant damage. Something must have come through given the fact that the ground is completely torn up and shredded apart, and there's chunks of the pulpit across the surrounding area. However, you also note a person standing near it holding a notebook and a pencil, going over, muttering to herself as she looks over what's going on. You do not recognize this figure.
Hey yo, how you doing? You good there?
She looks up from the notebook. You know, her eyes widen a bit in surprise before she says, "You're not with the family."
No.
Not this one. Probably.
Probably no. The answer to that question is nope.
What brings you to a place like this? Well, what brings you all to a place like this? I assume the rest of you followed her in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had no reason not to.
Morbid curiosity.
We're investigating the cathedrals.
I see. You all seem a bit on the younger side of things. You know, she does appear to be in her mid to late 20s.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
Yes, we
find
are.
that I find that daily healing gives my skin a youthful glow.
Well, I see.
I can't tell if
She
she's being
pockets
honest
her
about that.
notebook.
So, what happened to the ground around here?
A good question. I'm not entirely sure. I only arrived around an hour ago now. Whatever came through here seemed to be attacking with a purpose. The pews are completely undamaged. It doesn't seem that any issues are taken there. The only thing that is damaged appears to be this area here. There seems to have even been a open space underneath the pulpit, oddly enough, almost as if it was there to store something, though there wasn't anything here when I arrived.
I see. Last thing I saw, stored underneath the ground, exceedingly menacingly, was a weird mask that belonged to some flippin' eldritch abominations of some kind. So, yeah, that's not a good omen there.
A mask? What kind of mask?
Mildly creepy, but also cute in a weird way. Marble. When you touch it, you get the inexplicable urge to put it on, but it's probably not not a very good idea. Belongs to eldritch abominations of some kind.
I was hoping more for a description of its physical attributes. You
Oh.
mentioned marble, but what about its appearance?
Here's a picture that I sketched.
She takes
Go
a look
ahead.
at it. I see. That's definitely interesting. And you're here investigating the church, but I assume it has to do with this mask then, since you knew about it?
It eventually coincided.
I see. I'm a freelance historian who handles reporting for a, what's the word? I'm blanking on the word. Group that handles news.
News station? No? An anchor?
I'm just going to go with news group. I'm the news group inside of Shade. Or Mistral, I should say. Shade is the academy. This is why you should have scripts, ladies and gents. Yeah. I'm currently investigating the old religion that seemed to be associated with worshipping the Grim. We assume that these churches are related to it, of course, seeing as, well, they're churches where the majority of the individuals seem to have died off, and there's not exactly a whole lot of reports of other religions.
Makes sense.
You mentioned it was morbid curiosity that brought you here, but I imagine there's probably a bit more to it than that, considering the fact that you have targeted information. Anything you'd be willing to share?
You say you're a freelance historian, but are you also a part of like an information group, or does your information not go that deep?
I've got my contacts. I interact with a lot of people. Like I said, I work for a news group. But if you're asking if I have like a dedicated information broker system, afraid not. If you want something like that, you'll have to go through the official Mistrali channels.
Maybe newsletter?
Well, we do have a newsletter. We talk about a variety of subjects. If you're interested in figuring out which shops inside of Lower Mistral are going to end up getting you the best prices for clothes, we can hook you up. I don't imagine that's what you're looking for, though.
Should I go ahead and share the sketch or no, Uppy?
Wait, hold on.
Yeah. Okay.
Does your newsletter talk about which shops might offer dapper suits for gooses?
I can't say that we know for sure. I do know there are several pet shops inside of Laura Mistral that handle a variety of purposes, but when it comes to ducks and geese, I believe that the best shops you're going to find are focused more on foodstuffs.
Foodstuffs.
Yeah, as in, roast goose.
Tisk tisk. Tragedy. Tisk tisk. I look over to my goose. I would never eat you unless it was absolutely necessary.
Huh. You can tell that he means same.
Investigating the old Okay, the old religion. Has your research gone very deep about that, or is this... Hmm.
Well, for the most part, not really. I did find something, but unfortunately it's written in some language that I can't speak. So I'm not sure what it says.
Could we take a look at it? We can give it back.
Yeah, no problem. She opens her notebook and shows a page. As far as Cat, oddly enough, you're able to translate this one perfectly rather than Google translating it. However, it's very clear that it's an incomplete portion. It's meant to be significantly longer.
What's it say?
It says...
Tippity tap 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 tippy.
Sages say that faith is blind, but look closer, you will find dash a whisper of a wraith in the back of your mind, a scathing tithe, a reminder to unwind in the midst of higher callings.
So
Huh.
you can speak the language.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
I'm
We
just cool
had
like that.
incident at one point with her.
Well, you got my curiosity there. What kind of incident teaches you a language?
I got my brain touched.
Excuse me?
Yeah. I met this like flipping octo guy named Dave. He's this like really old grim. He's like really nice, but nice though. And he touched my brains. Now I can speak this language. No idea what it is, but it seems really old.
When you mention a really old Grim, you notice that there's a significant twinkle in her eye as that sounds familiar to her, and she doesn't do a good job of hiding it.
Do you know Dave?
I don't know anything named Dave. No.
Oh, do you know this like really old grim who's like super big, lives in like a cave thing? He's got tentacles. He's super cool and cute.
I don't know of the kind of Grim you're describing. I do know that I've heard some legends involving Grim that live deep underground. There is supposedly one legend that there's a Grim bound beneath the Dragonic continent. I think there was one. The story goes that one day it will awake and wreak havoc on all humanity, lest they gather the strength to fight it off themselves. But that's. I mean, it's the kind of apocalyptic, end of the world sort of stuff that you'd expect from certain religious groups. The end is coming and all that, you know?
Ah.
Huh.
Do we want to end the world to fight this thing?
I don't think that fighting it would be a good idea. The legends are anything to go by, it's way too strong for just a couple of people to be able to handle.
Yeah, I just want to hug it.
That's fair. I mean, it must be able to communicate if it's really old, right? So.
I
think
I'm
hugging
not
it
sure
would be a drastically
I
bad
understand what you
plan.
mean.
Right.
What does it have to do? What does it being old have to do with ability to communicate with people?
Haven't you noticed that there's a lot of really young? It's like the really young Grimm that are always attacking and fighting humans. I mean, people.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
but what about the older ones?
there's been, to the best of my examinations and all of the information available to hunters organizations, even as they grow older, they don't develop the ability to communicate with normal people. It's not something that can really happen. Instead, they
And
develop a sense of self-preservation, a logic that allows them to survive, to avoid getting into battles that could potentially kill them, which then extends their longevity. But aside from what this young lady is mentioning, an incident where they touched your brain, I've never heard of Grimm communicating with humans.
hmm.
Well, from what I can tell, the older a Grim gets, the more intelligent it kind of gets, and then like the more that it's feasible to at least kind of have a rudimentary communication, sort of. Those are like feelings and like sort of signing. It's complicated.
But then again, Dave's the only one that we've spoken to. I mean, kind of. So maybe not all of them are the same.
You're right. I should go find more super old Grim.
I
You
mean,
mean
Maybe
like
we
the
should.
one in the ground in the forest?
Heck yeah.
Maybe we should.
I'm down.
Well,
I can't
Yeah.
shoot the ones that can eat my bullets.
Well, well. Thanks for showing us this paper. Do you know anything about this creature? Actually, should I show them? Because I mean, it might be prevalent kind of like the world. So, here's this creature, and the name of it is Seraphim.
Seraphim. I think I
Do you
heard.
know anything?
Yeah, I think I heard a name like that before in Vacuo.
In where?
So, for context, in universe, there are 3 major continents, 4 if you count the Draconic continent. The northern continent, which has Atlas. There's the eastern continent, which is called Anima, that houses Mistral. But then there's the other western continent called Sonus, which has 2 areas, Vale and Vacuo. Vacuo is basically the opposite side of the planet from where you currently are, and is known for being an unrelenting, incredibly dangerous desert wasteland.
And that's where she heard about it.
And the father seems to have seen something similar to the, or was it the father? I think it was the father, because you showed him the image and he was like, I've heard about something like that inside of the Draconic continent. 30 years ago, I think I said.
In 1907.
Alright. This creature might become prevalent, so I'd probably keep this at least in the back of the mind.
You see. Do you mind if she holds up the camera on her slate?
Yeah, go ahead.
Alright, I'll make sure that this gets sent to the offices. Whether or not they'll actually print anything about it is not something I can control, but I can do my best.
Alrighty.
That's so heckin' poggers.
I don't know what those words mean, but they sound positive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Is there any other information that you have to share regarding the, she gestures to the area around her.
We should probably investigate this place first. I'm not sure.
I've
Well,
got nothing.
The upper floors are all too heavily damaged to be able to safely traverse. Lynn, I assume that you could fly and get a bird's eye view, but what you'd be able to determine is that there doesn't seem to be anything up there aside from wreckage.
I see.
However, if this does follow suit with the same patterns as the other churches, it's entirely possible that there's another secret area in the underground.
I just like look up to like where the upper floors might be and like see the damage and stuff, and just like, it's times like these where I wish I had a grappling hook.
Now that was something. That was something to get. Dang. Whatever. Now let's go
I'll add
check
it to
out the basement. There might be something there.
Okay.
Miss Reporter.
Ariadne.
Ariadne?
Yeah.
How to say it? Would you like to come along?
Absolutely. The more information I can get, the better the report will end up being.
Alrighty.
Do you all just head straight downstairs?
Yeah. Unless there's nothing in this main area that we can look over.
Well, that is your choice if you want to roll sense to investigate this area first.
Is that cool, guys?
I don't care. Go for it.
Everyone who wants to investigate the main room, roll sense.
Oof.
Tisk.
Anyone else rolling?
Jackalope is just sitting here like bored out of his mind.
No.
Hunters
died, not
is
a
just
single
kind of
success.
looking around with,
Yeah.
standing around
Wow.
Jackalope, just being like, yeah,
Nothing
walls.
stands out. You
This
end
is a
up
floor.
you end up. This floor is definitely made of floor.
Ah,
Oh,
the
yeah,
floor is
fair.
made out of floor here.
Yeah, you head down into the basement room, and sure enough, you are able to quickly find the same signs that you saw at the previous place that hint towards a hidden room inside the area. But this time, it's doesn't seem to be the same design. There's no hollow wall or anything to work with, but there does seem to be markings on the wall that are indicative of the fact that there's purposeful design to hide something in this room.
Hmm.
Could we hide it how? Like through false walls? Or
That's a good question, and would call for a separate sense check. You'd have the best chance of figuring out what's going on due to your super senses. So let's see if those 4d6 get any successes.
Hey, there you go.
Okay,
2
well,
1s and 2 success.
so that at some point or another, I'll probably look over the system, figure out what to do with ones, and maybe do something fancy. But for now, that is a pair of successes. Looking around, you're able to tell that while there doesn't seem to be any false walls, the ground compared to the last place is a lot more solid. It's sturdy rather than feeling like it's built upon like really packed dirt. It feels more like some sort of substance similar to concrete. Someone was very meticulous about making sure that this ground is incredibly stable.
Maybe that means there's something under it.
I guess so.
Yep.
Uh,
You could try. As I recall, you have a drill inside of your
warehouse.
how did I blank on the word warehouse?
Don't worry about it. Alright, I'll go ahead and step on a portal and then
Drills.
one
Is
second.
anyone else doing anything separate at this time?
I mean,
Hunters.
we're in the basement,
Yeah.
yeah. I raid anything that looks decent.
Hunter's just kind of standing watch for the most part.
You said you raid anything that looks decent, as in like steal it?
Yeah.
From the seams of things, there's not a whole lot going in here. You can tell that there's some the most notable things that you're able to find what appears to be a silver candelabra designed to be for ritualistic purposes of some kind. What you're sure of is it has 5 points on it, but instead of being aligned horizontally, they're instead a little bit. It feels almost random.
Question.
What's up?
Is it sharp enough that I can stab someone with it?
Not particularly.
It's going in the warehouse then.
I'm gonna just heal you about, looking for like lore-looking stuffs, tapping on things, seeing
If I
if there are any
can't
books.
stab someone with it, it's useless.
Go ahead and roll sense for me.
Alright.
If you're looking for lore-related stuffs.
Hey, success.
5. You are able to find something in a box in the back of the room underneath another box. Opening up this second box, you're able to tell that there's something odd here.
Ooh.
You can feel abyssal cuties almost calling to the contents of the box as you reach in and you pull something out. A single, small, almost fang-like shape, carved out of some material that you don't recognize.
Guys, I found a lore thing.
Hmm.
I think it's a
Neat.
tooth. Or it's something made to look like a tooth. Or a tooth.
Carved in a
Neat.
material we don't recognize?
Yes, it is not the same marble material as that other creature, and it is not the same material that came out of that grim you killed earlier.
Does
This does appear to have been hand-carved by someone.
And Abyssal Cuties reacts to it. We're kind of in a church, so it's probably something like religious or like meaningful or something.
You notice that from inside of your pocket, Fluffy is now poking his head out to look directly at it.
Is this Fang from your brother? Or sibling of some kind?
It makes a sound, but it's kind of quiet and muted due to the fact that it's very small and inside of your pocket.
I'm gonna take Fluffy out and like put him close to my ears, like, what you say? What you say, boy? I have no idea what that means.
Beep, beep.
Apparently, Fluffy's got a mouth on him because he just had to be censored.
Oh wait, can I roll to like understand what Fluffy's saying? Is that a thing that Abyssal Cuties can do?
I'll let you roll 2d6 on translation.
That they're both gonna be one. Oh my god, they're both
How did you
one.
know?
Yeah. So in that case, I'm going to have to call that crit failure. What you're 100% sure of is that Fluffy seems to not like the tooth.
Okay, and that's not just like 100% because that's a crit
You're
failure.
100% sure that Fluffy does not like the tooth.
All right, I'll put the tooth on the opposite side of like a pocket that's on the opposite side of the pockets that I put Fluffy and Birdie into.
Okie doke. That would probably be the same side that you put the baby Tajitu in, though. You're running out of pockets for your pocket monsters.
You're back.
I'm gonna have to make more pockets, or like make it like a belt with like pouches.
Get a
That-
fanny pack.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yes, I love that idea.
So do you end up putting the fang near the Tajitu?
Sure. But of course, I
Okey-doke.
ask the Tachi if it minds.
Unfortunately, at the moment, you can't really understand it.
Mm-hmm. Tisk tisk.
Even if you did, even if you hadn't previously already crit failed on trying to do a translation, this thing's a baby. So
Fair. Yeah.
it's not very good at communicating in the first place. As you put it in there, though, oh boy, go ahead and roll me a dex.
That's not a good sign.
No
What?
successes? Okay. So the Tajitu eats the tooth.
Oh no. Oh,
Just
come
swallows
on.
and then crawls right back into your pocket.
That was adorable, but like, don't do that. What the heck?
That was a bad plan.
Fluffy immediately scrambles across your torso and climbs into the same pocket as the Tajitu.
I, I
Oh, if it was a
don't.
you didn't give it to your best one. You gave it to.
Ah, jeez. Okay.
You
Guys.
do not hear the sounds of a kerfuffle or a scuffle.
Heck. Guys, the danger noodle ate the tooth thing.
Why?
I
You
don't
hear
heckin'
Ariadne
know.
mutter, Danger Noodle ate tooth. She closes her notebook.
Can you pull them out of your pocket and see what they're doing?
Yeah. Okay. Now I'm just confoozled. I'm gonna take the danger noodle and Fluffy out of the pocket.
Okay. Do you let them grow to full size?
Yeah, sure. Well, actually, wait. I should probably exit the church before
We're
I do
in
that.
a small enclosed space. I'm not being crushed to death by a bear and a noodle.
We're in a
You are
5x5.
leaving.
Let
Is
me
there
throw
anyone
out a
going
20
with
by
you?
20 monster.
I'm still getting the drill out, so you guys can.
So, Katie,
Just gonna
do
watch
you
this
walk
chaos
out?
unfold.
Okay, so did you say that Hunter is walking out as well?
Hunter and Jack, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm watching this chaos unfold. You can't stop me. This is entertainment.
Ariadne nods. I'll make sure that we don't leave anyone alone in here, just in case whatever destroyed the pulpit is somehow still hidden in here.
Oh, fair.
All right. Okay. Cool guy can watch and make sure that nobody flipping tries to shoot Fluffy or my Danger Noodle. Like while I don't even know what I'm doing. Danger Noodle ate the tooth.
Though we did pick it up. Maybe we should all watch what
Here's
happened.
shoot Fluffy or Danger Noodle, and Jackalope, without any tact, just looks at Hunter.
You know what? Never mind. I'm gonna follow and watch because
Will
it
do.
seems like you picked up an evolution stone or something for your Pokemon.
As it is the drill, do you just want to leave it running
Yeah.
and drilling and then leave?
I'm gonna leave.
Okay. Ariadne is like, I'll keep an eye on the drill.
Oh, okay, cool. I'll let you know what happens.
Thank you very much. You all leave the area, head out into the outside portion, and I assume you bring them out?
Yeah.
As they grow to full size, Fluffy just seems to be... So, to Katie, he seems fairly calm. To everyone else, he looks fairly nervous.
Am I just completely misinterpreting Fluffy?
That is the power of the crit failure. Meanwhile, as the Tajitsu comes out, it grows to full size, which, not particularly large due to being a baby. However, you do note that one of its eyes is a slightly different shade of red than the other now.
Neat.
Its tongue flickers out as it starts tasting the air around it.
Hunter just kind of grabs his gun, puts it down next to him.
You have this weird
Good.
fixation with flipping your gun and my Grim, and it's not a good fixation.
The other Tajitsu head on its tail ends up circling around as it then moves to Katie's arm. It ends up exposing several of its teeth and just kind of like slowly moving as if to tooth on her hand. Its teeth on her hand.
I think he's growing up.
Do you let him teeth on your hand?
Yeah, sure, why not?
He ends up biting down. It's not like particularly painful aside from, you got bit, but you do note a small amount of your aura is being siphoned into the creature.
I choose to interpret this as affectionate.
Well, it is currently drinking you a little.
Adorable.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Is this a normal Tajitsu thing? Do they do this?
No, not at all. No Grim is supposed to be able to handle aura in the first place.
I don't know, but my Danger Noodle is drinking my aura, and it's adorable.
It sounds like I need to shoot it.
So, roll an endurance roll for me, Katie.
Never a good sign when you need to roll an endurance roll.
Yeah,
Here,
6.
let me just check how many ticks. Oh, sweet, I have 3 ticks in that.
Nice.
Alright,
Human Capri Sun.
Well, I am not having a very good day with rolls today.
I'ma shoot it. Here's.
No, just let it go.
You
Science.
shoot my
You
baby.
feel a little woozy as more of your aura got drained than you expected, as it ends up releasing you and then crawling onto your shoulder.
Yeah, still cute. So, obviously that tooth must have made it like flippin' aura sucking out of. And I know from what I recall that weird fingy chicken fingies Grim from earlier. I believe Red Guy mentioned that it did that. Yeah. He did, right? Did you?
It was very uncomfortable, yeah.
Because it drank his semblance.
And they can't normally do that?
That is correct.
Ayo,
Aura is something specific to humans.
Ayo, did Chicky Fingy's Grim have teeth? I asked a Red Guy.
I don't think so.
Nope.
They did not.
weird. I think it must be related though, because Danger Noodle it shouldn't really be doing that.
So
Drank
what
my
you're
aura.
telling me is that it's doing something completely abnormal, potentially risky, very similar to the thing that tried to eat me and tried to finger my mouth.
Well, was that a creature that normally does that, but then also, like gained the ability to suck out aura, or yeah? Do you get what I'm trying to say?
It's a good question.
Wait. What if it's like carved into the shape of a tooth by the church people's? Because it was put into a box. So it's like, what if the church and Chinky Fingy's Graham are related, and like they got a piece of Chicken Fingy's guy and carved it into a tooth for possibly ritualistic stuff? Hear me out here. Yeah.
Isn't that bad?
Oh, probably.
So I
Cults, you
should
know.
shoot it.
Please don't shoot my baby.
It literally just drank your aura.
Please don't shoot my baby.
Oh yeah, last episode a Grim took me into a weird dimension thing, put its finger inside my mouth. A finger that was like a foot long. And then its foot-long
the
finger
thingy
turned
split
into like millions of tiny little fingers, like spiders crawling all over your gums.
Yep. They were looking for a way in.
It was very unpleasant.
Very. Yeah, whatever is going on with this Grim is definitely not normal. This little baby Tajitu ate a magic tooth and now it can drink aura.
Yeah.
So
Adorable.
we
A
should
tooth that
shoot it.
supposedly. You have to see what happens. You can't just stop science right here, bro. Or else when it happens in the future, you won't know what's going on.
Yeah, you could
Like
have
in
it
the
drink
future,
other
it's
people's
the
aura and see
answer
what
is to
happens.
shoot it.
Yeah, you could have, you could let it take a little bit of your aura, like every day or something, or whenever it refills, and then see what happens.
If anyone has overflowing aura, that could also help out.
Yes, this cannot end horribly in any regards. Whatsoever.
I have
This will
overflowing aura.
This will only ever be an absolute net positive.
So the question is, can Katie convince Hunter to feed her baby?
Hey, Red Guy. So, would you
Specifically
be
Hunter.
willing? Would you be willing to give a charity donation to my tiny baby snack?
You're asking if I won't shoot your creature?
Yeah,
I
that
think
too.
you know the answer.
But look at him. He's adorable.
Right.
Ask the trigger happy one. Oh, not trigger happy. But I don't know if this was the right person to ask.
All I'm asking is just like a moment of your time to donate your aura to my tiny baby.
No.
He'll grow up big and strong.
No.
Maybe if he got something out of it besides just pain.
I think
But,
it would be easier just to shoot it.
Should we go see if the other place... I mean, no, we already searched that place up and down, though, so it's probably not going to have a tooth anywhere.
You know, if the Danger Noodle grows up into like a super big and powerful snack, we could also like use flip and use them as like a Pokemon battle thingamajiggers.
That's true.
It'd be really cool if we could like use it in like battles and like drain other people's aura. But that can only happen if you donate your aura very charitably to my tiny baby snack.
Yeah, that's assuming that it doesn't get really big and then eat us.
Yes, but he loves me. Fluffy hasn't tried to eat you, and you've shot him like twice.
I think we should ask at some point if the family has found a tooth carved by the cultists or something at some point or not. But let's continue. looking at stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
That's okay.
I put my tiny baby snack and Fluffy back into my pockets.
Okie doke. Does that mean you head back inside to take a look at the drill?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Has your drill pierced the heavens yet?
Or
Well,
more, it's going down, so I guess hell.
Break the earth. Or
Has-
strike the earth.
Well, that was intelligent. Not you. My cat tried to jump on my desk and failed.
Ah,
I think I can hear
can
it.
fly.
Okay.
Ow.
as you step in, you can see that the drill has been deactivated and a path has been opened. Ariadne must have gone down because you can see a rope tethered there as she has descended down the hole.
Should we call down first?
No.
Hey, yo, are you dead?
Yeah, good, I was gonna say.
I'm
Nope.
already jumping down.
Pog.
Oh, you're just jumping instead of using the rope. Okay. Roll END.
I gotta remember what my endurance is. Hold on.
Like a 2 or 3?
No successes. As you land, there's a discernible crunch from your right knee.
This is fine.
Does he get points for that?
Ooh.
Well, he's going to end up taking a like if he decides to sprint or things like that, it's going to be a speed penalty. But aside from that, he's fine.
Stop injuring yourself.
Never!
It's bad for your health insurance bill.
My leg.
I don't have health insurance.
I'm sorry.
Why are you sorry? Everyone else should be sorry. That means I have more reason to kill people.
Well,
Can't
if I
injure
jump
me
down,
if you're dead.
goodness gracious.
Right, hunters just don't go down the rope.
Oh,
Okay.
well.
As a heads up, it is not wide enough to use your wings, Lynn.
Well, I can just jump down because I have the 5 foot at least landing.
I
Oh,
had it
actually-
too. I still took damage.
I didn't want to take damage, bro.
As
I'm
it
telling
is-
him now.
Yeah, as it is, you basically don't have freedom of movement due to how small the path in is due to the shape of the drill.
Oh,
It's the
okay,
kind of
never
thing
mind.
where you basically if it was horizontal, you'd have to belly crawl.
Oh. Well, I guess we're just using the rope then.
Okay. And Katie, do you also use the rope or do you tempt fate?
I'm just gonna use the rope. I can't heal you if my legs are broken.
Healy down the walls.
All right, so it seems like Jackalope is the only one injured and not a coward, and everyone else is safe.
Wait. Okay.
Cowards.
Can I, when I use the rope, can I like use the Heelys as like wheels, like to like? I have this image in my head.
I'm just imagining you slowly descending by sliding down with your hands, but using your heelys on the wall in order to do moonwalking. But unfortunately, no, it's too thin of a hole.
Shoot. Heck. All right, fine. I'll just use the rope normally like a plebeian.
Yeah.
You're all cowards.
Shut up.
You all get down, and you can see that the area is fairly well lit. A couple of torches are set up, seemingly by Ariadne, and lit so that you can see the area. It's a large, carved-out square. There doesn't seem to be too much interesting about it. Nothing really stands out, with the exception of a large chest, clearly carved out of out of proper pure marble.
Wow.
Yeah, it
Same
would be
type of-
very heavy and hard to lift the top, considering the fact that it is large enough to house an entire person
Oh, well,
comfortably.
let's just turn off gravity and not have weight be a problem.
Do you want to open it up like that?
Let's, it's sealed.
Yes.
That's not great. What if there's a gas in there or something? I don't know.
I'm gonna open it up.
Oh, wait. I'm putting it in. No.
I mean, if you want to do that, if Lynn isn't directly providing her assistance, you'd have to make a strength roll.
Nah, I got her.
Okay.
We
The both
got
of-
this.
the both
I'm
of you
just gonna put a
together-
cloth over my face just in case.
Okay. Lynn, are you providing assistance, or are you just watching them do their thing?
I know. Whatever, I'll do it.
Okay. Both of you roll strength with hits on 4s.
Hey.
That was a 44.
Yeah.
That's
If you could,
oh,
all
that's
right.
holy
Wait.
heck!
Total up 4 degrees of success, more than you needed, as you're able to pretty easily open it up. And as you do, the first thing that you notice is Katie spots it, given the fact that the eye opens up to look at her.
Oh, hi.
Okay, can both of you make dex rolls?
Holy heck!
It's
Okay.
a mimic?
Yeah, I'm going to have to count that as a crit failure, and
I don't run, I
Right.
dab.
Katie, you do get 2 degrees of success on that, so if you would like, you can try and pull him out of the way when he appears to be dabbing on the creature.
I respect your dabbing, but this does not seem like a hater you can dab on. I'm gonna pull him out of the way.
3 nat ones.
A Grimmick.
No degrees of success. As it ends up, as the both of you end up being, like, basically moving away from the chest, it crawls out of it. As you can tell, the large majority of its body is clearly more of a fluid-like substance. Katie, it looks very much like a Grim, but your Abyssal Cuties is not affecting it in any way.
I think it might be one of those like you said marble, so like on the
It's
box.
contained in a marble box, but it itself is not.
Can I shoot it?
Absolutely. I don't see any
He's
reason why you wouldn't,
asking
unless
his
Katie.
team, specifically Katie.
Okay, so wait. What does this? So is this like a black viscous liquid thing?
Like,
Yes, same as the Grimm's bodies, except slightly different.
Mm,
There's something off about it. To most folks, it would not be easy to notice, but for someone with Abyssal Cuties, you can tell in an instant this is not a natural Grimm.
Okay, so wait, hold up. Okay, wait. So we're in a closed space, and I feel like a bullet would probably just like go through it because it's a liquid. I'm not entirely sure what a bullet it would do to it, but I'm just gonna like shrug and go, all right, go ahead.
Go.
well,
All
I
he
have
needs.
a Molotov.
God damn it.
That only
this
needs
is a
some miss,
day
baby.
of, this is a day of force.
Fucking
As
pulls
you
out
end
his
up
gun,
firing-
flips it down, and just fires. He's like, shit, wait.
As you end up firing, the eyes all focus on you as you draw out your weapon before it seems to rip itself apart in order to create a gap in its body. As you fire, you end up shooting clean through the gap rather than hitting the creature. Teeth start forming along the lining of the opening as the black substance then quickly closes around it before a mouth splits, and seemingly lip-like structures end up allowing it to scream violently as it starts flailing.
I feel like this is just putting out its misery at this point.
See,
I have a Molotov.
do you want to eat the Molotov?
We're in-
Can everyone stand back? How close are we all together?
Right now, I would say that there's probably about... So there's the creature. Then about 5-10 feet away from the creature is Katie and Jack. Then about 10 to 20 feet away from them are you and Hunter.
Embracer and a
Is
bill,
this
fucking
box
line
the
him
only
up.
one in the room?
What'd you say?
Is this box the only thing down here?
Yes.
So it's sealed off for a reason. But I think we should probably see what a Molotov does to it.
Okay. Go ahead and make a dex roll to yeet that sucker.
Lie him up, up, up,
Okay,
up,
one second.
lie him up, 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 up. Oxygen, heat.
It's just all gonna be ones, isn't it? It's like gonna be a string of ones.
I would love to see you get only one. Oh, alright.
No successes. As you throw it, it ends up smashing against the ground in between the creature and Jack and Katie. The ground ends up quickly igniting around it as it seems to eye the flame for a moment before it just makes itself larger and larger, taking up more space, and just falls forward. Katie and Jack, both of you roll dex to avoid getting hit on by it. However, because of its slow load time and the like, you will be hitting on force. Okay, that's 3 degrees of success and 2 degrees of success. Both of you are able to get away from the creature itself.
Again, dabbing
And-
on the haters.
As it falls forward, it smothers the flame pretty much instantly with its full body, before then proceeding to start crawling its way forward.
All right, I'm gonna shoot it with my glitter grenade launcher thing with my guns.
Okie dokie, that'll be a dex for a shot.
All right.
Pew pew pew, that's a degree of success. Your let's see. Glitter grenade ends up impacting into it and popping, blowing up with that pretty large explosion. Because of your proximity, Hunter and Lynn, both of you roll dex to avoid getting hit by these splattered chunks of the creature that have been exploded.
Oh.
Ugh.
In the
Sorry
case of
about that.
Jackalope and Katie, the two of you are simply too close. It would be like trying to dodge rain, so you cannot feasibly avoid it. Unless you have like something to create a shield at of high speed, something which Hunter could do for himself.
I have a solution, and it involves more explosions.
I love the solution already.
Does this apply to? It says combat roll against monstrous creatures. Is this a combat roll, or is that like an attack? Does that mean attack?
So this is a combat. So it's a roll, and you're in combat with something monstrous. So I'll count it.
Okay.
And Jackalope, what's your idea?
Oh no!
You mean
Wait, can I
pretty high
do one more?
I mean, if an explosion made it, technically
it's
you
also
can dodge
four.
rain by making another explosion, so I'll just discharge my weapon.
The question. So how fast can you fire your weapon is the question here, which will be determined by a dex roll. You got a success. You are able to fire it off. You're able to, with the explosion, prevent the vast majority of the stuff from getting on you. However, it's not perfect. Some of it gets on your shoes. However, Katie, on the other hand, ends up getting hit with more of it because you're next to each other, and exploding it away from you means partially onto her. Katie, you've been gooped.
Oh, flip! I've been gooped.
Lynn, you have also been
Is there
gooped.
a way to use the gravity like in front of me like a wall? Because I know I had two different instances, but I guess I already...
Roll 2d6 for me on that, because that is a good point, utilizing your semblance.
It's still a 4! They're all 4s!
Wow. 6 4s back to back. Unfortunately, those
Jesus.
6 4s, none of them are successes. You are still gooped.
That's an excessive quantity of force.
Now let me just
It was
GM
meant
roll
to
for
be.
Ariadne. Ariadne is able to avoid it by standing behind Hunter.
Dang it, okay, no shooting it. Something that could splatter it. At least our
Can I-
way.
Can I stab it? I do have blades on my guns. Knife guns. I mastered the art of CQC.
Since they're like finesse weapons, I'll let you choose Dex or Strength.
That's gotta be Dex. Hey! Oh my gosh!
Critical
Look at
success.
that! That is a
gosh.
beautiful look.
Jesus Christ.
As
Whoa.
you swing it down, you end up carving into it pretty easily, especially with fluid. But notably, you end up catching on something, impaling it fairly firmly. As you lift your weapon back away and towards yourself, you can clearly see that you've embedded it inside of a small portion. Well, small is relative. It's around the size of a fist, shaped in a perfectly hewn orb, and seems to be the same substance that was inside of that previous grim that was attacking you.
Like
Can
the
I pull it
crystal
out?
that-
Yeah, you have successfully pulled it out as the creature. Let's see. The creature does not take kindly to this. The substance it is made up of quickly hits seemingly a rolling boil, as it ends up surging around. Its attacks are far more wild at this point. Everyone roll dex to avoid getting slapped.
More dexes.
You're safe.
Hey.
Hey, can I
You
take
have
one
my
more?
condolences.
Because I have a...
Um,
No.
Oh yeah, you do have
Because I
the
have-
monstrous thing, right?
No, that was applied, but there was the other one, which is the once per round. I get Oh yeah, once I can get the +1 to strength, dex, or endurance check.
Didn't you just use that one?
Abs. Dang it. Okay, I die.
So you end up getting smacked. Oh, where's Jackalopes?
Where's my what?
Roll dex to avoid getting hit. It's flailing wildly and trying to hit everyone now. Well,
Look, I may be good at one thing. Dodging is not one of them.
that's fair.
Which does make sense given who Jackalope is.
Yeah.
All right,
And my
seems-
semblance.
So-
I'd probably willingly take crap to the face at this point.
All right, you get slapped by a tentacle. Lynn gets slapped by a tentacle. Hunter, you're able to dodge out of the way, and Katie, you're able to do the same, rolling across the ground and increasing the distance.
I could take a. Let me roll a d6 because semblances kind of just exist. See if I can get a charge from that because that is a kinetic hit.
That is true. Roll a d6. You're currently at 3 out of 6. Well, you're now at 4 out of 6, since the previous you never consumed the 3 from the previous explosion against Fingers Grim. So let's
I tried.
along that. Ariadne manages to avoid all of the hits and is instead backtracking towards the rope. Let's
We
see.
should probably kill this thing.
What is your next action, folks?
Is it stretched out kind of? Can I kind of center gravity on its point and like crumble it inwards or something? Contain it inwards on itself?
Right now, it's too spread out for you to do that on all of its body, but you could try doing that with a chunk of its body.
I want to aim for its box.
You want to
But it
shoot
seemed like
the
that was
marble
more like
container?
the jail.
Yeah.
Okay.
If it's not a Grim, then it's a Seraphim. There's no in between. And it came from a marble box, and everything that we've been fighting has been marble based. I'm destroying that box.
Yeah, see
No.
what can happen.
Now, technically speaking, Katie hasn't explicitly confirmed that it is not a Grim. However, it is clear that she gave the okay to shoot it,
And
which is
if
not
it-
something she normally does.
Yeah, and if it's not a Grim, if it's Grim, she wouldn't have given the okay to shoot it under most circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
Are we
destroying
supposed to break the orb too? The orb that Katie has. I think she should try to break it.
Yeah, I'm like looking at this thing, like it's like this looks like a. This kind of reminds me of some weird avocado pit. I'm gonna stab it.
You've actually already stabbed it. The reason why
Oh,
you were able to
yeah.
pull it out is that you've impaled it clean through the center. Doing that
Oh,
caused
yeah.
the creature to enrage.
Hmm. Hey, can
You
someone
need to
break this thing
stab
for me?
Jack, do you want to destroy the chest or try to shatter the orb?
I have 2 arms. I can half my roll and try to do both.
Let's see. If
I'm
you're
gonna
doing
toss-
a melee thing, because there's a good distance between the two, and the creature between you and the chest,
Hmm.
I would say it'd be more plausible if, say, Katie put the orb where Hunter could shoot it while you go and try to melee the chest, if that's what you would like to do.
I'm
I can
breaking
also
the
just put
chest.
the orb in the chest.
You could try throwing it like a baseball back in the chest.
Dunk it.
I don't really trust Red Guy's shooting ability at this point.
I've only missed almost every shot.
Or it can just like toss it to Jackalope.
Yeah.
Completely blanked on your name for a second.
The weird horned bunny dude.
All right, I'm gonna toss it over to Cool Guy.
Okie doke. Jackalope, do you want to try punching it out of the air and breaking it?
I will attempt.
Okay, that'll be a dex for hit. 2 degrees of success. That is a direct impact. Let me roll for it. It ends up fracturing, being blasted into pieces. The chunks end up flying into the air, some of it powdering from the force of the impact of the explosion. The creature does not seem happy about this, as now its myriad eyes are focused entirely on Jackalope. Jackalope, roll Dex to avoid a direct attack. 3
wow.
degrees of success. Well, you are able to successfully avoid them, and if you'd like, you can close the distance between yourself and the chest.
I shall do that.
All right, Hunter, Lynn, what would the two of you like to do?
I want to keep one barrier up and kind of in front of me, kind of pushing gravity away so I don't get really hit with any stuff on me. Am I noticing anything happening with the liquids that's on me right now?
It is shifting slightly, but it's not actively doing anything bad. It just seems to be still alive.
I would probably move
Can I-
closer to Lynn and make a light shield between us and them.
Okie doke.
Okay.
You are able to do exactly
Hydration.
that.
Cool.
Now, Katie,
Mhm.
would you like to shoot Jackalope? I ask because he's like getting pretty close to a full charge of success.
I'm gonna. Did the goose come down here with me?
No, the goose is keeping watch.
Fair, yeah. All right, I'm just gonna stop.
Okie doke. In that case, no finesse there. I think it would be a strength roll, but actually, you know what? Like, I assume that Jackalope, you're willing to let her slap you.
Yeah.
I'll count that as an auto success then. Go ahead and roll a d6, Jackalope. Damn!
Oh boy,
Nice.
You get a full charge off of that slap.
she hit you
Finally,
hard.
someone with some action. Someone with actual power decided to hit me. A grenade is not as powerful as the slap of Katie.
Clearly. Yeah, you do have one full bank success now.
Hey. I'm destroying that chest. Can't
Okie
stop
doke.
me.
Go ahead and roll strength for the full power.
Woo.
Are you using your banked one as well?
Sure.
Okie doke. Well, with the full force, you end up managing to punch into it and blast a chunk clean out of it.
Christ.
Notably, as you destroy a huge chunk of the chest, the creature itself suddenly shrinks down a whole lot. You know, you take out about a quarter of the size of the chest, and the creature itself seems to shrink down by about a quarter as well.
Hey, I was right.
Oh, nice.
Okay, make a dex roll. Okay, 1 degree of success versus it's a 0 degrees of success. Once again, it is unable to successfully hit you, flailing wildly in its attempts, but seemingly just unable to, I guess, perceive you clearly, especially in a state of seeming panic from the amount of damage that it's taken.
Can't touch us. Da, 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 da. Uh-huh.
You got this, Jack.
Anyone else providing additional fire onto the chest?
Yeah. Might as
I
well
would shoot it.
I'm gonna shoot it.
As you fire into it, I'd like to see y'all's dexterity rolls.
I finally hit something.
3 of success. Lynn, are you firing? Yes. All right, and Jackalope, one more roll for you for your attack this round.
One in doubt, strength it out.
Every single person got a degree of success there.
Yay.
As you end up wailing down on it, a considerable amount of damage is dealt to the chest. In the end, the creature more or less burns up and fizzles out as the chest takes critical damage and collapses in on itself, leaving nothing more than a pile of the broken chunks of marble. And you can see that on the now flipped over bottom, there were those same 2 beaded eyes that indicate one of those creatures.
Oh.
Creepy.
Interesting.
Neat.
Oh. So, accidentally shattered the orb, whatever that was.
Yep.
Should probably
By the way,
pick up.
Katie, You notice something odd this time as you're looking over it. Unlike previously when you were seeing the other creatures, Seraphim, this one, instead, you hear the word power.
Power?
Power.
Weird. Like the box is speaking to me? Or
Specifically, like, similar to how you heard the word Seraphim before, this time you hear the word power. This creature is not the same as a Seraphim. It's a different kind of thing.
this ain't a seraphim.
Wait, power. Does it also have to do with the kind of like religious X content and esque content?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dang, cults are weird.
Because yeah, I think I remember something about that. But yeah.
Wait. I just,
Let's pick up the orb fractures and some of the. I'm gonna draw what the box monster, the two, I guess, two different types of box monster, but it's one.
Yeah. The big old box seems to be what was controlling the roiling liquid.
Oh, I see.
huh.
Monster. It controlled. Okay.
I'm just gonna call us like, hey yo, I don't think this box thing is like seraphim thing. My brain spoke to me again. It just like said power.
Power.
Heckin' weird.
Is the Miss Reporter still down here? Area.
She is, yes. She's gotten up about half of the rope, but seeing that you finished it off, she climbs the rest of the way back down.
Hmm.
Well, you all seem combat capable.
Yeah.
Some of us more so than others.
I got on my shoes.
Sorry if you got any flippin' traumas or lifelong mental scars from that. That just happens when you happen to be a bystander during one of these things.
Oh no, I'm used to it at this point. I've done reports on hunters in the past.
Ah.
Still, haven't seen any. You said power?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what my brain said.
Is it because you're touched in the head? That's the wrong phrasing. Is it because because an octopus named Dave touched your brain?
Probably.
There's no one who's going to believe this story, but I'm still going to write it.
I'll
They'll
believe this
believe
story.
eventually.
Power.
I mean, people might gaslight you thinking that everything you saw down here was an illusion made thing, but you know what? At least someone will believe it.
I should have taken pictures.
Hey,
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm
Yeah,
just gonna sketch
yeah.
it out, but pictures would be more relevant. I mean, believable.
Ah, well.
You can take pictures of what's left.
I mean, it looks like it's just a messed up chest now that's been broken apart in a weird underground cave. Definitely
And
weird, but I don't think it'll convince people that there's some sort of whatever that thing was.
Hmm.
I wonder if it's possible to capture one of the seraphim then.
Yeah, that'd be interesting, maybe.
Yeah.
Boring, possibly.
Mhm.
I don't know. Are any of the the liquid part, it fizzled away, so there's no remnants?
Yes, even the portions that were on your guys' clothes are now gone.
Okay. But there are fractures of the orb, correct?
Yes, the orb remained.
Ah, it was self-cleaning and all magical.
I wish I had an ability that could put things back together. But alright, I'll go ahead and pick up orb fragments in a vial.
Okie doke. From Steam's things, the whatever this was a creature that emphasized more copying it. The creature was the goo stuff clearly seems to be meant to look like a Grim. So it's a bit
Yeah.
odd that a Seraphim was controlling a fake Grim. So
I think
a
it's a
power.
cult thing. But yeah, that thing definitely was not a Grim. It's like a fake Grim. Like Grim, but it's I can't believe it's not butter. Can't believe it's not a Grim.
Oh my goodness.
That thing had no feelings, no emotions. Not a Grim.
You didn't. Nothing. You felt nothing from it.
No love, no passion,
No
nothing.
passion. No passion fruit. Alright.
Yeah.
You may be able to converse with Grim, but these things, not so much.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, your critical failure has worn off. You are now able to converse with your pets again.
Yeah. But yeah. All right. So that just happened.
Right. Where's that exact location of for that information on the Seraphim? You say that it was in. I'm speaking to the area. Me?
Ariadne.
Ariadne.
Like the spider?
Not quite. Not Arachne, but
Oh.
Ariadne is the name of the person who gave Theseus the thing in order to lead him out of the labyrinth.
Oh.
You were thinking of Arachne, who's the person who was like an incredibly amazing weaver and said she was better than Athena, so Athena turned her into a spider.
Oh,
Yeah. Common
that
mistake.
Yeah, so Ariadne. I'll even spell it out there. There we go. Ariadne.
Mhm.
We'll go ahead and copy that.
Yeah. I remember hearing something about it down in Vacuo.
Ah.
Yeah, these temples exist across a good amount of the continents. I've seen them here in Anima. I saw one over in the Vacuo deserts. I've heard reports that there are some on the Draconic continents. Another thing, I'm not sure if I've heard of any in Atlas, but it's entirely possible.
Are there people that can I guess take you there, or do you have like a specific map location that I can go to?
Yeah, I can mark it on your maps. One of them, anyway. You'd be honestly better off trying to find, locals who know the stories. But I do know one location in Vacuo. If you ever end up on that continent,
Oh, fair.
she shall mark your map by sending you some coordinate data. It is, of course, smack dab in the middle of a deadly desert.
Yeah.
These cults never make it easy on us, do they?
Yeah.
It is what it is.
It is certainly concerning.
It is a cult at the end of the day.
I have been awful at choosing my snacking opportunities during this session. Yeah.
Now that you've mentioned it, I'm sorry, I have to derail a little bit. What kind of snack?
Sour Patch Kids.
Good.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And
Fight the children!
Yeah.
Rip her hands off.
yeah.
Mm.
Oh, there we go. Pop it back.
All right.
It,
That?
that's Ariadne's like, we should probably get out of the trapped hole.
Right.
A little bit.
For sure, nothing else left in here.
Roll an investigation. Well, I say investigation. I meant sense.
Yeah.
Ooh.
2 degrees of success. 1 degree of success. Anyone else rolling?
Ah.
All right, everyone but Katie ended up rolling pretty high. From the seams of things, there's nothing that stands out, with the exception of in the spot that was underneath the power. There's a single character, not like a phrase or a word or anything like that. Just a single character. Katie's mind cannot translate it at this time due to the fact that it's incomplete.
Hmm.
It's just like seeing the letter B somewhere.
Oh. Let's
However, it is standing out.
let's take a picture of this.
Okay,
Like,
taking a picture is pretty easy.
Picture taken.
So
Okay.
would I be able to tell what like syllable or something it stands for?
Nope. Your brain is able to, thanks to Dave, translate the completed phrases and the words and the like. However, you don't actually have a fundamental understanding of whatever language this is, so you don't really understand the constituting elements. You just know the meaning once they're together.
Ah,
You seem to have found a character.
Maybe there are more around, but just not down here.
I should see if I can learn how to do the fundamental stuffs of this language via some re-examining documents and stuff.
I wonder if there's a way to learn the language.
And this is the character that you are able to see.
Like,
Oh,
Similar to a Z with a little fishing hook off the end.
let me go ahead and snip it.
what is, oh,
1 moment.
where is it?
Alrighty, I got it.
Oh, it's, Katie, it is the little wiggling green thing. It is next to the 5 green circles.
Whoops! I put a thing over it, so I accidentally didn't see it.
Okay.
Fascinating.
Is that yeah?
With that, you're all able to safely leave. And as you all end up getting out of the hole, I assume that you end up putting the drill away.
Yeah.
As you do, roll me a sense.
Oh, I didn't want to break the temple.
6. Okay. As you do, as you're putting it away, you, Lynn, specifically do notice something a bit odd. Specifically, that as you're putting it away, you can tell that the width of the drill is a certain size and that its bore is a certain smoothness. However, thanks to the fact that you have dark vision and super enhanced senses, the smooth bore creates a certain texture on the way down. Half of the hole, the bottom half, doesn't have that same texture. It's smoother than it should have been.
On the drill or the whole tunnel?
The tunnel. The second half of the tunnel seems to have been almost drilled in a more smooth fashion.
So, like,
Huh.
it's a different substance it drilled through?
It's the same substance.
Wait, so I'm stupid. Does this mean that the drill had it was easier at one point to drill into it, but then suddenly it was more difficult for the drill?
Seemingly the other way around. Like there's a certain bore and effect that it has and creates a certain texture on the walls. Then halfway through, it just stops having that texture, and suddenly it's just a clean shot down the rest of the way.
How would that happen?
Maybe like the floor itself, the part like suddenly, like you reached a point in the floor that is like a different thingamajigger.
Nope, same material.
Did the power maybe make it easier to drill down?
The power, it's certainly possible, but the power was closed and not functioning until y'all opened it.
True.
It seems like you woke it up.
After
Oh,
we
are-
opened it?
Maybe our drilling woke it up.
That's certainly possible.
Is the drill weird, or is it the ground that's being weird?
When, as you're examining this, Ariadne shuts her book. All right, I think it's about time I head back and deliver the report over to my boss and figure out how we're gonna, if we're even gonna be able to put this to print. I assume you all have a safe way of getting back?
We do.
Okay.
Do we?
I mean, at this point, you guys are the dramatic event, so
Why'd you say do we in such a concerned way?
Because we came through a forest that tried to kill us with spooky hands that tried to violate someone.
Oh,
Look, the rest of y'all
well.
may
It's a
be
very
around the bush. I
uncomfortable
don't.
forest.
That should have tried to violate.
Oh, okay. Well, but we still have to keep going to other cathedrals, don't we? It's not
True.
like she's gonna.
Do we have-
Okay, we'll ask her. Are you going to more places like this, or are you going back to where you came from?
back where I came, I've got enough of a report for now, and if the boss actually plans on letting me, put this to print, then I'll probably be looking into more areas. But honestly, much as I love the job, I'm not going to do a whole bunch of effort for something I don't even know is going to get approved.
Fair enough. She was with the drill. Would the time that was it already drilling when I wasn't here and she was there?
Yes, there was a period of time where it was drilling,
And
she was. You were gone because you were watching the other thing.
When
you were
I
watching
left,
the rims.
when I left, is it possible that she's the reason why there was a difference for the drill?
It's certainly
I'm
possible.
gonna ask her straight up. Did you do something to my drill to make it easier to drill into the ground? And I'm gonna sense motive if she's lying to me or not.
No, I didn't do anything to the drill.
You didn't do anything. And you were just supervising the drill, correct?
Yeah, that's all I was doing.
You go ahead.
2 degrees of success. She lied.
I'm sorry.
Ooh.
I'm sorry. I don't quite believe that. You didn't do anything dangerous to my drill, okay? That's the only thing I'm really concerned about.
I didn't do anything to your drill.
Okay. You didn't put anything like video stuff on this or anything concealing it. You just made it easier to drill. Yeah?
Her eyes narrow a bit. I'm not sure what you're getting at, miss.
I'm sorry. I'm just very paranoid about
Your drill's fine. You can look it over. I didn't touch it.
Oh, that's so weird. What did she do to the drill?
When you sense motive, you could tell she was being truthful when she said that she didn't touch the drill. The lie was that she was just supervising. She took action, but she didn't touch the drill. She also lied about not taking action.
I don't know what to do with that information. I get information that I don't know what to do with. Shit. Alright. Cool. Thanks for the clarification.
No problem.
I'm just like looking at this. I'm just like looking at this, just like it's like, oh my gosh, where should I get the popcorn?
Anyway, I'm leaving now.
Cool, bye.
Hey, Kane.
What's up?
Cool, bye, bitch.
Would you say pickpocketing somebody would be a dex, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
I want to try to pickpocket her journal off her. I don't trust her.
That'll be dex to dex.
Oof.
Oh my
Get all ones. Get all ones, Corin.
Oh my god.
So I am now. So specifically for this purpose, I'm going to post it in general so that you can see.
Please, all.
So going forward, I'm going to treat ones as basically an anti-success.
Oh no.
Like, let's say that you roll 6-6-1, that'll count as 1 success, or 6-5-1, 1 success. It's still a success.
Mhm.
But this rule will especially help here because she rolled 2 ones in her thing to his 1-1, meaning that she's at -2 to his -1. She does not notice that you pickpocket her.
She's very confused about the questioning of
Look,
The drill.
if I could talk to you guys through my mind, I would be telling you why she's sketch. But she's right here.
And I'm just gonna watch her. Like, I'm gonna pickpocket it, put it like kind of in my. I'm using my poncho to my advantage. Just gonna put it where I would normally, put my weapons. I probably have because I only have really one gauntlet that actually sits on the holster that sits on my back. I'm just casually stuff it there for a moment
Okie
and
doke.
wait for her to leave.
She ends up leaving, not noticing that you've taken her thing.
All right, let's go.
It's probably important to her.
You open it up and read into it.
As we're walking.
Yeah, as we're walking away and she's completely out of sight and out of mind. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So after a little bit, you're walking away, and it's been a few minutes, so she's far away. You open it up, you take a look, and you can't understand what it says.
Hey, Katie,
Oh.
you can read this, right? As I hand her the pickpocketed book.
Okay.
Across the top, only the first page seems to have been taken. It seems to have any notes put in, but it says, "The Seraphim made it here first and already took the mask. Seems like we don't have to worry too much about that. However, the activities of the Seraphim are suspicious. Further analysis required." Then the next portion, Danger Noodle ate the artifact. And following that, it says, well, you can see that it's written, when you look at the characters, instead of actually being able to read them, instead a mental image shows up depicting each of the people here. It seems like some sort of shorthand that's evoking an image in your head. Underneath the evoked images of all of you, is clearly written, "Determine whether or not they need to be terminated. Their investigation may conflict."
Oh boy.
This lady's so hacking sketch, guys.
Can I kill her if we see her again? Just Jackalop's asking straight out. He's not taking chances anymore.
Yeah.
He can't read any of this. That's not good.
No, if we kill her, we can't get lore stuffs out of her. Seems
If he tries
she seems like a
killing
lore
us,
person.
I and him will stab her, shoot her, punch her. Both.
So, Colty,
Trip,
you're holding the book, right?
If you ask me which hand I'm holding the book with,
Oh, no, it doesn't matter. I'm just making sure you're holding the book.
yes.
Roll endurance.
To keep it in your
Oh,
hand.
jeez. Okay, here we go. Come on. Gosh, even my mouse doesn't want me to roll for endurance. Come on. Oh, yeah, there we go. Boop.
Oof.
Ooh.
No degrees of success. Your hands immediately start hurting pretty bad as the entire thing clearly gets shot clean through with a high velocity anti-material rifle, which you know
Jesus
because
Christ.
Hunter is familiar with that weapon specifically.
Red guy, what'd you do?
I'm going to look at the book as it's shot. Ooh. I'll immediately turn in direction that the bullet came from and slam my gun into the ground. Sniper.
There's a break in the forest and the branches and the like that goes off for hundreds of meters. The only person with the kind of vision necessary to be able to see across that huge distance would be Lynn.
Hey,
so
Lynn,
she could roll
spot
sense
me.
to be able to see down the full path.
Nope.
God
Unfortunately,
fucking
you are not able to tell. Even with your advanced vision, the way that it's set up, you can't see very well. You can tell that the distance is at least 500 meters out that the shot was taken from.
Anything?
They shot it from 500 meters away, but I can't tell where. I couldn't see who it was.
We need to get to cover.
No further shots are fired, by the way. However, the book is now completely destroyed. There's no repairing that thing. It's scraps.
Test.
To be fair, we got all the information out of it already, so...
Yeah.
Hmm. But yeah, I don't think that lady was a regular old reporter lady.
Why would a reporter go to an abandoned church and look for stuff?
Why would a
A reporter's going to actively go for things that are active events. This isn't an active event as far as the world is concerned. Therefore, she was lying from the start. If you're a reporter, you're going to report on wars, active events within towns and cities, and current ecological and sociological events. The churches are actively abandoned. The only people that deal with them are the families, and the families themselves don't allow people in. The only reason we got allowed is because we have connection. That should have been clear from the start that that was no reporter. Seriously, do you guys actively understand espionage at all?
Nope.
Jackalope
least
looks
she's
at all of
honest.
you.
I've never been in this kind of investigation before.
I'm sorry, I forget. I'm the only one who actually dealt with war stuff. What were
I
all of you
hunted.
before any of this?
Uh,
You hunted, but there's a difference between hunting and a war. Hunting, you're hunting something stupider than you. Most of the time.
I just graduated from college, but it's just community college.
I was a researcher for the SCP Foundation.
The what?
It like flipping facility, bunch of monsters, some such. You know how it is.
No.
I don't, in
No,
fact.
no, we don't. Yeah, no.
No, that's news to us. Sounds fun.
Yeah, you know that Chicken Finkies guy? He looked an awful lot like one of them. You know, just to get a feel for that sort of thing.
I feel you may have seen as many things as I have, given that's the description you go for.
There are a couple of things that could have like ended worlds and stuffs. I mean, assumedly, I don't know. I didn't really have the clearance for that kind of stuff.
Huh.
Huh.
They figured they shouldn't give me clearance for that kind of stuff because I might, accidentally end the world if I tried to hug it, which I
Or
would have.
worse, you might actually succeed at befriending it.
Oh. Oh, so just because they shot at us, Jackalope's just gonna middle finger in the general direction with his robot hand.
We had everything from vicious murdering monsters to toasters that make you think you're a toaster. Those were the days. Those were the days.
I can see how you'd be pretty happy in that environment.
Why would a toaster try to kill people?
Well, no, the toaster doesn't kill people. The toaster causes you to think you're a toaster, causing you to die because you think you're a toaster, and therefore put a bunch of bread in your mouth, try to plug yourself into a wall outlet, that kind of thing.
Oh.
Pretty fun.
And I thought
Anyway.
fighting a T-Rex was hard.
Yeah.
I just got out of school. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
I used to hunt like velociraptors and T-Rexes and Ankylosaurus.
Oh, what? You got to see
So-
extinct dinosaurs.
They were extinct for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Most things are extinct where I'm from. Most continents don't exist anymore where I'm from.
Wow. Yeah, they were
Yeah,
just a
nuclear
regular
wars
sight. Big
kinda
old
suck.
Betsy was my greatest hunt. Then what's his face showed up and took off its head. Poor Betsy.
Oh, your rival?
No, the guy who took us here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, him. Yeah, he tried to talk to me, simply said I would have fun, and I stopped him mid-sentence and just went, "Where's the portal?" He was kind of disappointed he didn't get to do his whole spiel. But the moment you tell me I can have fun, and you look that confident, I'm going to believe you. And he was right, I've had fun.
That's good to hear, I suppose.
By the way, do you think they're still looking at us?
Who knows?
Probably.
Because I've been unconcerned this entire time, and I'm not sure if that's less of a red flag or more of a red flag. Granted, they may think I'm extremely stupid, but who knows? They can't hear us, probably.
Who knows?
Also, my robot arm is getting tired from holding up this middle finger. I want to make sure they know.
I just love the idea of Jackalope just standing there with his Mel arm raised as high as he can with the middle
Just
finger
talking
for
to
like
us
10
normally?
minutes.
Wow, that's...
Yeah, exactly. That is what he's been doing this entire time. He's been having a natural conversation while doing this.
I can see maybe if they're still over, someone's still... I mean, I didn't see them in the first place, though, so maybe not.
Yeah. If you wanted, you could roll for another sense. A bit of time has elapsed. They haven't fired back or anything like it. 1 degree of success. You can see all the way to the end this time. Someone clearly shot. The exact distance appears to have been 614 meters.
Oh, I see.
They are gone.
614, not 500. But nobody's there.
That was a hell of a gun.
Yeah.
Not very good when it comes to pickpocketing, though.
It's true. Interesting that they would decide to... I guess maybe they didn't know that the power was going to be down there. Or they did. I'm not sure.
Given the book's contents, because Katie did kind of just tell us, yes?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, she did tell you.
Yeah,
Wait,
given
what did I say?
the
The contents of the book.
Oh, yeah.
Given what was written, some of that probably wasn't just, that. That person is likely going to attempt to kill us in the future. Why do I always end up meeting people that are trying to kill me?
I haven't tried to kill you.
Yet.
Fair.
Alright, well,
Like-
that's...
So
Okay.
I'm not sure any of us can particularly, be normal, classified as people.
I get that a lot.
Are we even people? That's a question you know what? This is not the time for an existential crisis.
We're here for you, Jack.
I mean, this is the crisis that also applies to you, and you just aren't thinking about it.
Oh,
I-
well, I'm not
I mean,
exactly in a crisis thinking about it.
You're okay. You know what? I'm not gonna worry about it. Not gonna worry about it. I
Alright.
am
Gonna
hungry.
worry.
Let's go report back to the father that someone was here,
Fair enough.
Yeah.
because he should probably know.
We can probably still take the book with us. It's a little damaged, but it's proof that it existed. At some point.
And given that they shot through it, they didn't want anyone reading it.
Yeah.
Really wish someone could make things go back to how they were. Materials. Maybe future.
I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna headcanon that, like, that lady is like some sort of weird Seraphim CIA agent.
I mean, she did seem to approve of the Seraphim.
Seraph. BIA.
CIA. And they know about the artifact or something like that.
Two Thing was an artifact. You hear that, little danger noodle? You just ate an artifact.
And he
You're an artifact now.
It's
Can't wait
ours.
for him to get stolen, and you go on a blood crusade to find him.
Alright.
You see, the only thing incorrect about that is that is that these enemies don't have blood.
Hmm.
Okay, I guess we go back to the fodder.
Okie doke. As you end up returning, don't mind me. Just gonna. Cool. Yes, you managed to get there perfectly fine. Nothing happens. You don't get jumped by spooky things. Don't worry, I didn't roll for any particular reason.
Okay.
I just love, like, the furious typing and just, like, the slamming of the keyboard.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You're not getting me yet, Fate.
You do end up arriving back at the area, and you do note that the guards the guard at the front is missing.
Oh, lovely.
Oh,
Aw, Flip.
hello?
Where's my homie at?
Y'all advance further in.
Yeah, do I
Mhm.
I
see
heal you in, no
ink
question.
signatures or something?
Go ahead and roll sense.
Dang.
That's
wow.
pretty good. You can clearly see nothing. No heat signatures, no light at the end of the tunnel this time either. The lights inside of the area must be completely turned off.
Let's get out our torches.
Torch.
I
We
don't
have torches?
see anybody here, so be on your guard.
Oh wait, I have I can see in the dark, right? Because I'm a faunus.
Yeah, but
Yes.
the other two can't, so you gotta.
Yeah, the torches are for their benefit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you advance in, and sure enough, after a little bit, you come out to the large open area where you previously were able to look out and see all of the people being active. The torchlight does not go enough to expose the entire area, but for the two dark vision users we got here, as you look out across it, you can clearly see nothing. Or more accurately, no people. There are still objects around the area, things that were being carried or pulled or carted around, but they seem to just have stopped. Things in the middle of walkways, wheelbarrows that are just stopped right in the middle of a path. Just nothing here.
Hmm.
Oh.
What's in the
that's
wheelbarrows?
Large hewn chunks of stone as they were increasing the size of the area.
I'm going to look up.
So
Oh.
you don't see anything. Does anyone with dark vision like to follow suit?
When in
Yeah, I'll
doubt
look up.
and everything is wrong, look up.
Okay.
Wow.
You do not need to roll sense for this. For the two of you, because you can clearly see hanging from the top area is a large marble egg.
Guys, there's an egg. Huh. I hope
That is no
Aaron's
bueno.
alright. I liked him. Wait, hold up. Wait. Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. No, I like them.
Oh no. Did it eat everybody? How large is large?
I would say it's around the size of a small building.
Excuse me?
Hey, let's shoot it and see if any people paste comes out.
I
It's
wouldn't
the size
suggest
of a
doing that.
small building.
Hmm?
A voice speaks out from behind you.
Oh, hi.
The person is. It's definitely a person as he walks forward. He's largely clad in what appears to be like a red robe, more like a toga than anything else, as he walks and approaches you. Notably, there are no sounds of footsteps as he's taking his steps.
Hi there, homie. Who are you? Are you human? Or like one of those guys?
If anyone, at the moment, he's walked into line of sight, so if you'd like to roll sense in order to get a good look at him and see if there's anything off about him, you absolutely can.
Oh, whoops.
Katie, that was a
Whoops,
GM
that
roll,
was-
but I'll still count
whoops.
it. You did roll a 6 on that.
Whoopsies.
Everyone passes. So, looking closely at him, he's just very attractive. However, in a way that feels weird. There'd never been a time where you'd more accurately describe someone as being similar to Grecian statues, the picturesque ones carved and hewn from stone.
Ah, Return of the Y boner with a vengeance.
As he steps forward, there's just this unnatural beauty to his body as he moves. And as he turns to look at you, you can clearly tell his eyes, not the sclera, but his eyes are black. Specifically, his irises and his pupils are black through.
So, Seraphim, Power, what are you?
It's a good question. Can I get back to you on that when I find the answer myself?
We'll get back to you in 3 to 5 business days.
And you.
I mean, that depends. You caused this?
In a way,
Was it accidental or on purpose?
I put the egg in place.
Holy heck, you
if
laid an egg?
If you would call it my fault that they saw the egg, grabbed the egg, and brought it into the heart of their own home, if you'd consider that my fault, then I suppose I did.
Why would the family put it in? Why would they do that?
Where are my boys at?
I imagine they fell for the compulsion.
Oh.
Oh. So, is that any idea why there's a compulsion to grab those items, past the item itself wanting to use our meat suits as a source of... I'm gonna say mass? Mass. Yeah, mass.
Massive what?
There is a compulsion, and it's rooted in creation. Are you familiar with the idea of sympathy?
Yeah.
Sympathy as in the normal, like, emotion, or sympathy as a different concept altogether?
When you feel sympathetic towards something, you feel similarly to them. There's a desire contained within the creature, a desire to be close to others. When you feel that sympathy it forces that sympathy into you, you could say. You suddenly desire to be closer with others as well. He gestures towards the egg. I would say they're very close now, wouldn't you?
Oh.
I don't think being dead is being close to someone.
That depends on your definition of dead, doesn't it?
Well.
Given that
do
they
they
were nothing but slosh when I've seen it happen before. Yeah, I
He
would.
turns into, looks at Katie.
Hi.
By the way, though I recognize it wasn't intentional, I would like to thank you. And he turns to Jackalope. And you as well. The mask made things much, much easier for me.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, that wasn't on purpose, my homie.
Intentional or not, it still had a beneficial effect.
Like
My
sentience?
brother and I are considerably more well off. I'm glad I made it to the church before you did, to gain the second mask.
Ah.
Ah.
So was the person there one of yours?
What person?
Looks like there's more than just you and us. Interesting.
Oh, flip the Seraphi IA.
The what?
The one we're labeling.
Jacob just stares at you for a minute. What? I
I'll
think
tell you
he's
about it.
He's definitely a seraphim.
No.
That or a creator of them.
Okay, but who? All right. Okay, who are you, my dude?
Seraphim. How
See?
do you know that name?
Because we have connections and we learn things.
I see. He extends his hand out to you, Katie. It's seemingly for a handshake.
Yeah. You haven't even like flippin' told me your name or anything. And I feel like that's kind of sketch. Kind of sus, my dude.
How would I tell you otherwise?
Oh, is this one of those? Yeah. Okay. All right.
You
You
die,
just
it's
shake
your
him.
own
You shake the
fault.
weirdo's hand.
I'm just gonna like, with those like handshakes where you like then do like a little slap, do like kind of thing.
So as you go for the little like slap on the hand, there's a momentary feeling that surges through you. Roll endurance.
Okay. Come on. Oh, okay, there we go. Now the mouse is back, and do pop up. Oh, hey!
You are able to shake off the weird compulsion, and you are able to move your hand away from his. I see. So you're you functionally have a system of translation inside of your head.
Yeah, I'm Google Translate.
I'm not familiar with what Google is, but it makes sense. The names of the creatures that you're encountering, those are the closest parallels. Seraphim, Power, they're names from your world and are being applied to the creatures.
Huh. Well, do you need more tongues to pronounce their real names?
No, the pronunciations don't require any tongues. That though, there as you look over him, a new word clicks into your head, another translation of a concept. In your case, looking at him, he is cherubim.
Oh,
Oh,
cherubim. Aren't those
tiny
the
little cherub.
guardians of the garden?
They're in religion they are the direct attendants to God, as I recall. They might protect the Garden of Eden, but not 100% sure because I'm not exactly up on my
It's okay. We'll go with the direct descendants of God in this instance.
I cherubim, my boy. That's your legal name now.
I see.
So,
Call me like as you wish.
Okay, as you
Then
wish.
so
Sorry, I couldn't resist.
question for you then. Oh, attendant, ours. What happens when that egg cracks?
that's an excellent question. I only recently attained the capacity for deep thought, so I don't have a perfect answer for you. But it will hatch. I don't recommend attacking it. For your sake. When it first hatches, it will not be very conscious of what it does, and I think it would be better for everyone if you didn't engage it in combat. I can't stop you, of course, but I will assist it if necessary.
So we ended up helping you come here because of the mask. You ended up going to the next place, getting a second mask. So you know at least where these things are.
Yes, I can
Are
hear
there
them.
more?
Of course. Are you collecting them?
I don't really know. To be fair, we've grabbed masks for other people, but to be fair, I haven't done anything for myself, particularly past fighting things, and whatever they can offer me for the job.
Well, I couldn't imagine. We're not keeping these really masks, but the thing is, like, are the kind of things the seraphim that are going to be taking and using these masks, and you're gaining deeper thought, like you said. Is there going to be like, oh my goodness, are you going to be at war with humans?
Now, why on earth would we want that? Our
Okay,
Creator
then
never wished us to wage war with you.
it doesn't do that. Okay,
So,
but
what
The only
is
thing that
your...
we desire, at our core and at our hearts, that which is carved into us by our Creator, is the death of the Grim.
Yeah,
and the
that...
Earth will be intact after the death of the Grim, correct?
I don't see why it wouldn't be.
Okay.
The Grim, I do not believe, are integral to the natural function of the world.
Integral to the natural
They,
function of my heart.
they are,
For
just
you
as we
specifically.
are, created for the purpose of inhabiting the world. We cannot coexist with them, certainly not. But you are of our Creator as well.
So, quick question for you, champ.
Yes?
What's with the eaten people? Is that for mass? Is that for,
It is a
closeness?
consequence. Spending. In order to survive, they had to enter a. No. We had to enter a state akin to hibernation. But without any capacity or energy within ourselves, we gradually turned to nothing more than eggs. Without energy, we could not hatch or awaken. We would simply remain within the eggs, unable to move. unable to think. Even when we consume enough mass to leave, we are mindless fools with no purpose. That purpose is reminded to us with the masks, the last remnants of what we were.
Hmm.
It is.
Why hate Grim?
Hmm? Why
Why
do we
hate
hate
Grim?
Grim?
Yeah, what's up with you and Grim, dude?
A better question would be, why do you not? Grimm were created for the purpose of slaughtering those created by our Creator, and that includes humanity. Grimm are monsters meant to slaughter and genocide. Why would you support them?
Mm, 'Cause I like them and they're cute.
Katie, technically, you're the only one that they look over, besides like the older Grimm who've just decided not to join the fight. But that doesn't mean that, you know.
Any Grimm that chooses to hold back is only doing so out of a sense of self-preservation. At their core, their most base drive is to slaughter. If you encountered an old Grimm that held back, I imagine that it would not be holding back if it saw weakness within the population. They are opportunists.
Hmm. I don't know. It just doesn't roll with me that there's, a living thing that's only purpose is to kill other things. And then your purpose is to kill that thing. And it just doesn't really make a circle. That just makes a line.
We were not born for the purpose of killing them, they were born for the purpose of killing us.
Okay, but
So,
why though?
That was what our creators divined.
Okay, but why though?
did the two creators hate each other?
Their creations do. I suppose you could say they hated each other, but they also loved each other. That was the nature of the brother gods.
So the
God
brother
of
gods
light.
are real. Or
The
something.
god of light created us. The god of dark, the god of death, created them.
Hmm.
Those monsters created by the death god were antithesis to us. So of course they came for us.
So what's y'all's purpose then?
What is yours?
Have fun. Eat good food. Try not to get killed by all the people I beat up.
Make memories.
Travel to another world at this point after this one and see if I can continue this promised fun from a very good looking person in a very nice suit.
Visit the beach.
Your purposes seem to be your desires. It seems to be a path forward, things that you've discovered for yourself. We have consciousness, those amongst us, that is. I am
Do you feel guilt?
conscious. Hmm?
Do you feel guilt?
Of course.
Are
The
you
death of
feel
humans was never the intention. It is simply an unfortunate consequence. If we could simply kill the Grimm instead of humans in order to gain the energy we need, that would be far more preferable, but Grimm are devoid of any power, any nature. The aura contained within humans is the catalyst for growth. If the Grimm possessed it, we would simply devour them instead.
Animals.
The animals do not possess aura. Aura is something unique to humanity.
So is it strange that a Grim started eating the aura of a human?
That's impossible. They have no
improbable?
organs with which to store them. They would need an additional organ not created by their god.
I look at Katie.
What kind of organ would that have to be?
No. Hypothetically, it would simply have to be something that is capable of storing aura and allowing it to flow within the body, but a
Oh.
Grimm's body naturally rejects aura. It is antithetical to it. It is the energy of life. It was the gift imparted upon humanity by our Creator.
Neat. So this thing, I forget. Is Jackalope the person who had the mask shard from the shard from the Hansygrim?
I believe you were the one that picked it up, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm the only one who can hold it without trying to put it on.
Without
Oh.
trying to eat it, apparently.
Ah, so you mean this stupid thing? As he pulls it out from his pocket.
May I?
Wait, what did he pull out?
The small
shard.
little bit from the fingerling rim.
Oh, the monster shard drop.
One
Yeah.
we tried to eat.
He sends his hand to, like, for you to hand it to him. May I?
Call me skeptical. No.
I see.
You
Yeah,
could probably recognize this is one of y'all's pieces, right?
He looks closely at it. Yes. It is aged and worn. It is degraded considerably to the point that it's hardly recognizable, but yes, it is a mask fragment.
Hmm.
What's it for?
It's a
It
mass
is
fragment for sentient.
identity.
So without these masks, you beings don't have identity.
Think of them as the physical manifestation of the idea of the soul. Our souls are simply physical. Where is yours?
I don't reckon know.
I don't really care.
Uh,
My guess is what I am at this point is some entity flowing through realities. Something that's an enigma to your concept of soul. At least that's my current theory, given
Right.
all of
Probably
us
where-
aren't from this dimension, world. Technically, we're all aliens.
Well, I suppose in an essence we all are. We were all created by the gods, both of them.
Okay, this is.
Though
You-
I'm confused.
You're confused about what?
Shouldn't I know that probably what the eggs are, the ones that want identity that are in the eggs, they can't get masks because are there only an amount of masks that are made on this earth?
There are as many masks hidden within the earth as there were us.
Okay, but the only way to get your identity is to consume humans, and humans who have not given consent to be consumed.
In essence, I suppose yes.
But that
Until they hatch, they cannot be given a mask.
What happens if you try to put a mask forcibly into the egg?
You would break the egg.
Huh.
It is
So
not ready.
So it can't handle the ideal of what you consider soul, and it shatters. Does it live through the shattering?
When you destroy the egg before it is ready, survival becomes incredibly low. I myself stand before you as a miracle of survival, despite your efforts. Justifiable and understandable though they may have been, I did survive.
Oh, so you're the egg from before then.
Yes. My recollection of those events are hazy, as I had not yet fully developed. But yes.
Hey, can you, like, do me a solid this time around?
How do you mean?
Don't eat my arm again. It's hard to make these.
Unless we find ourselves enemies, which I don't imagine we will, then you shouldn't need to worry about that.
To be fair, you just gave me a wonderful experiment, and I'm very bored right now. And I'm the one holding a mask shard, and there's a giant target above us. My curiosity is indefinite, my young.
I don't recommend attempting to force it in.
What happens if you end up taking instead? Would it be ineffective?
It wouldn't fit. I already have a mask.
But all it is a shard.
Yes.
And masks can be grafted, can they not?
I suppose it's possible.
Why
But I
would-
have my identity. To take the identity of another That sounds cruel to me. I would rather not.
Can your mask right now be taken off?
It would be painful, but it's possible.
Goodness.
So is your mask who you are?
In essence, yes. It is identity. It is recollection. They are not the memories that we had, but they are the essence of what allowed us to have memories in the first place.
I wouldn't hate this so much if you had to freaking kill people to do this. I mean, if there was a way for, like, I guess the ones that are dying, people that are dying, but if you don't give consent to humans, and then you're just taking people's lives, many people's lives, for one person to be born or for you to get an identity.
The first statement was true. It is for the sake of the birth. That is correct. Is there any other way to gather the energy? I don't see any.
Well, what kind of energy you taking in the first place? Like just aura?
Aura.
Okay, but people
Most
can give
humans
out
do not
aura.
possess enough aura within their bodies in order to be able to simply give it away freely. And even if they could give it away freely, the amount required in order to fully create a being, to restore them, is too much.
Okay, over a course of time, can one person give an egg aura to hatch and the person still be alive? The human.
The amount of aura that is required must all be done at once. Otherwise, it simply does not catalyze.
How many people to keep them alive would have to give their aura? Wait, isn't it like 6 people? But that's like their entire body, and they have to still be alive.
Out of the individuals that I consumed, all of them were adequately trained, but none of them were highly proficient. It took 6 lives, converting both them and their natural existence as well. All of the aura within their body, and all of the material that makes them human. I suppose if you drained enough, it would only require, for myself, 6, maybe 7 dozens. They'd be able to survive at that case.
I think that's the better case. But the thing is, eggs, they try to latch out and grab.
Yes. They do not have a mind. They can't.
don't.
They don't know what they do.
There are aura canisters, right?
Technically, no. There are dust canisters, which are
Dust.
triggered by aura, but they are not aura
Can
themselves.
anything contain aura? Or can you, like, divert it somewhere out of your body?
Normally, no. You can't create containers that hold aura, which is why it would be why the masked fragment holding aura is weird.
Would there be a way to train yourself to kind of like your chi to leave it from your body?
You can push aura out of your body, and you can use it for that sort of thing. The only thing is like the amount.
Right. And the egg would try to take it. That's not a peaceful way.
It's like imagine that you have a small, like a thimble of water, and you want to give some of your water to a desiccated sponge. In order to do this, you could put the sponge in a little bit of the water, but the sponge will then take a lot more than originally intended. That is the natural consequence.
But this natural consequence has people dying. So I don't like this consequence. And I'm pretty sure the people were not happy about this either.
So it takes 7 to 8 dozens, and given dozens, like what, 12?
Yeah.
So that would take
around 80 to 100 people on average.
Then what's this egg on the ceiling? Is there gonna be like you? But it's not a cherubim because it's so much bigger. Is it just one or a lot?
It is one.
It is one.
He's being made in the image of our Father. Not the God, I mean, but another one. He
So
is
did it
gone for a long time.
take all the people here?
Yes.
Oh. How many
What?
people was that? How much ore does this thing need?
316.
Holy
How many
heck.
people you've already had it take?
My
Yes.
gosh.
I was
Alright.
careful to count. I don't wish it to take any more than explicitly necessary.
Oh, flip. One of them might have been Aaron. Kind of like that guy.
I'm pretty sure everyone that was here is dead, Jack.
Yes, Jack, you're dead.
He's calling Katie Jack right now. In the sarcastic, Metal Gear Rising Revengeance way.
300 people for one being that will just exist however it wants to, as if, and just have its own free will. Just like anyone could be born, he's just decided to take that.
He has decided nothing. Yet. He doesn't have the mask.
The creators certainly have, that decided to make this type of thing.
Where do these eggs come from?
They come from above, but you seem to be misunderstanding. When our creator created us, this was not the original intention. We were not built in such a way where we would need the catalyzation of the aura at first. When we warred with the Grim so many centuries ago, we simply existed. We did not require the aura to catalyze. That is a consequence of our return.
How'd you return?
We fell.
From where?
From on high.
Like the moon or something?
As a heads up, remember that the eggs did fall from what appeared to be orbit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I do not know for sure. My memory of anything preceding the mask is incredibly hazy, which perhaps is for the best, considering how long it has been. The stars are nothing like what I feel they should be.
Huh.
So this is being made in the image of your creator, but it is
No,
not
our father.
the creator.
Our father is not our creator.
Of a father or the father? It is
Our father.
I guess-
The patriarch would be a better word, I believe. He is the patriarch of our kind. He was the patriarch of our kind.
Who was he?
I don't have an answer to that question. That question cannot be answered. I don't have words for it. He was the strongest amongst us. However, his actions led him to be targeted. Just as our father and their mother rebelled and were cast aside, we too encountered issues.
Their mother?
Yes. The strongest of the Grim and the strongest of our kind were both removed.
How come? War?
I do not recall.
Ah.
They
strongest of the
sinned.
Grim and the strongest of the Seraphim were degraded, maybe because of an understanding between the two, or maybe they fought so much that they both.
Their actions were considered to be a sin against the brothers. They were punished for their actions.
Sin.
Our exile was a consequence of this. Our return and the requirement of aura to catalyze our restoration process is itself a consequence of that consequence.
There seems to be that it's more humans now that are having to deal with this consequence than just the Seraphim having to gain an identity by devouring humans.
You continue stating that it is the identity that originates from being devoured, but the identity stems from the mask.
Right.
When we devour, it is so that we can awaken. We do not awaken with minds and thoughts and the like.
Right.
You yourself are fully aware of exactly how mindless the beasts are in the absence of a full mask.
Yeah.
After all, you destroyed one of the seraphim in front of me.
To be fair, it attacked first.
I understand that, and I hold no personal grudge against you. You acted in self-defense. It lacked the mind and mentality to be able to conduct itself in a forthright manner. It was a beast without mind, and you put it down like such. It is a tragedy, but I do not hold it against you. Nonetheless, you can see from there, without the mask, we can still be born. The bodies, the aura, we use that to awaken, to catalyze our restoration to our full forms.
A hero. As Jackalop's looking at Lynn. You do realize we're starting to go into circles. I'm the one holding this mask shard. But, because I like entertainment, and currently you are a form of entertainment, give me an answer. What is your take? What do you want me to do with this shard?
Who are you asking?
Corin.
Lynn.
Because she has the hero mentality in Jackalope's eyes, and he's going to try to break that over time. Especially, and this is a wonderful moment, because he's holding the shard in his metal arm. He's not affected by it because of said metal arm being the thing that's holding it. And he just learned that if he chucked this thing at that egg, it could kill the egg, which just killed a lot of people. And this guy, to Jackalope, doesn't really care about humans, because he called what that thing that we put down a tragedy. But Jackalope, he sees that as him talking about it, not the fact that it consumed people. He hasn't really been talking about them consuming people in a particularly
Actually,
positive
earlier
manner.
he did point out that he considers it a tragic necessity.
Yeah, but he still considers it a necessity, and that's
Yes.
to Jackalope not. That's not good enough to Jackalope.
Mm.
Jackalope's seen what necessity can do to people, and he still does not consider that good enough. But he also does not really care about this world, so he's leaving it up to someone who does. That's why he asked Lynn, because she's the person to him who has seemingly the most care, because Jackalope only wants to be entertained, and he's getting bored. So he's asking her now, rather than continuing the conversation that to him is starting to go into circles.
Right. Lynn looks soul heavy. She's just the things that they've been talking about, and this it's sort of despondent way that this creature, who's supposedly been created by the same creator, has been talking about other people that have sentience and that did not get a right to choose about their death. A death of many people for one thing. That, like, it's not like it's a necessity, like a necessary birth. There are grim. Humans can fight it, so what's the point of it all? But it's also like, it's incredibly hard, and it just pulls on her. So she just looks at Jack and I'm not sure. I'm really not sure.
Oh, come now. It can't be that hard of a choice. Jackalope is active, like, he's got the manic grin on his face at the moment, so he's enjoying the thrill, to him, of your decision and indecision, and he's not hiding the fact that he doesn't really care what this guy's saying anymore, and he doesn't really care what's going on. He's purely doing this. Also, sleeping. I'm sorry to say, Jackalope is not a good character. He is very much on the side of a true neutral or a chaotic evil.
God.
Lene starts messing around with the fabric of her clothes. She can't really look at Jack directly in the face anymore.
Come on.
Do you enjoy tormenting her?
I enjoy the fact that someone is having to actually test their morals. She considers herself a hero, and since we have no one here that particularly can hear us, I don't really care about being a hero. I care about getting my jobs done. Killing my employer doesn't exactly please me. So I'm getting what enjoyment I can out of the fact that I wasn't able to do a satisfactory job, as my employer is, well, dead.
I see.
No offense to you, Bub, or maybe much offense. You talk about the tragedies and all that, but you won't stop them, therefore they aren't tragedies.
I think they are tragic nonetheless. After
But
all,
yet
while it
they
is
aren't
true that
stopped.
so many have died, they are conscious individuals, and their passing is a sad thing, something to be mourned. But
Yeah.
for what reason would I stop it? I am not the one who is doing the killing. And not only that, I would be standing in the way of one of my own kind coming to life. I would be betraying one of my own. That being is as much my brother as any other, and you ask me to simply allow him to rot in his egg for all eternity?
You could have put him out of his misery.
If you think that I would kill my own brother simply because he would be stuck in the egg, then you have my condolences that you take so much after the Dark Creator rather than the one of light.
Ooh.
Oof.
Jackalope kind of just looks at him and he kind of like, buddy, you say so much that I just wish I could care. Here's the thing I see. This is a pretty blunt. You're killing people in mass. That thing has killed over 315 people. There is no guarantee that the rest of your kind will have a similar outlook the moment they get a mask. You could end up putting a mask on someone without fully knowing the personality inside. Am I correct?
Are you suggesting that I prejudge them for sins they have not committed?
I'm asking you to think about your choices before you make them.
My choice. I have thought of my choice with great consideration, and ultimately, if they are to be judged, it shall be for the sins they perform, not for the ones that they simply. He seems at a loss for words.
There's a reason I'm leaving this up to Lynn. Take
How
my
many-
manic enjoy to see her squirm a little bit as cruel. But there's a reason I'm leaving it up to the so-and-so, he puts in air quotes with his other arm, hero. Because she has a bit more conscience than I do. Probably most of the people in this group have a little more conscience than I do. Well, maybe not Katie, but she seems to really like the Grimm, and they don't attack her, so I have yet to make that choice, whether she actually has some form of conscience. But I lost mine a long time ago. But I'm still intelligent enough to understand that I can't make this choice without heavy repercussions. But I would make that choice to side for a human life rather than a thing that actively eats us. It's either be eaten.
You would side with your kind over the kind of another. In that aspect, at least, we are the same.
Yeah, but
How
we
many
have
of
we
your
do things differently.
how many of your people's do you happen to know how many are coming down here?
More of them. But
Any.
my memory is not enough that I would know any exact numbers.
And that could mean the entire destruction of an entire race. It's not that I disagree with the description of the Grimm. They're really fun to fight. They have some very amazing abilities that I would never see where I'm from. The fact I can get such a joy out of coming to understand the creatures around me. It's been a long time since I've felt that kind of rush of watching a creature follow me up a cliffside as I'm running full sprint using my own capabilities and understanding of, well, my body, more or less, to do so. But I also don't take joy in the death of hundreds, if not thousands, if not millions of people. And the Grimm take a lot longer to do that than you do. You can do that within seconds if your race so desired. The Grimm take years. It's pick your poison. Again, this isn't my choice. I'm not making it my choice. I'm making it her choice. Because she needs a good reality check, I think. And, yeah, I do take joy in this. I'm not a good person. I'm not going to sit here and pretend to be one. I'm the one holding the mask shard. You take a step towards me, I crush it in my hand without a second thought. She takes a step towards me, I do the same thing. I either toss it or I hand it to you. It's her choice, and I'm going to leave it up to her. I'm literally holding this entire room hostage at the moment, purely because I want to see someone's choice. Probably demented, but I'm pretty sure I lost my sanity a long time ago. But I want to see what she'll do, because I'm curious.
Maybe a concession. Or,
Sorry.
I turn to look at the seraphim. I say, the cherubim. Would the seraphim be willing to work with humanity if humanity decided that we can help safely raise the ones that are going to be born in the eggs? I know that they won't have the mass already, but if you or the seraphim can already have the mass at the ready when that happens and protect the humans that are giving the aura to the ones that can be born.
Frankly speaking, if you can find a method where we can raise them to their full condition without having to sacrifice humans, then we will in turn be in your debt. It is not our desire to kill humanity. It is that there is no other option at this time. Provide us with another option, and I shall be glad to lead my brother in an argument entirely for it.
Their help. Okay. Okay, we'll do that, and then we'll find a way for the seraphim to be able to help with this, because I know humanity has a hard time, but we cannot find the will to take ourselves away from the math or the eggs. How many of them are seraphim that have the mass already, an identity that can control themselves and want to work with humans?
Myself and my brother are the first.
Only two.
Who's your brother? That guy? Or
No.
Oh,
that
yeah.
one has not
Right.
awoken yet. It cannot be given a mask. My brother is currently near the egg, waiting for the moment that one of you launch an attack against it in order to prevent any form of violence. In short, so that if you had thrown the stone, or if you had thrown the mask shard, it would be caught in midair and enter our possession.
Oh.
You seem to underestimate my ability to throw. I'm a little offended.
Underestimate the fervor with which we will protect our own.
Please, let's get back to this discussion. Please.
I mean, this is a part. Jackal
Yeah.
just looks at you. This is part of the discussion.
This is not part of the discussion of seeing how big your guys' dicks are. Let's talk about this first.
Plus,
All
it
right.
seems like she's made her choice anyway, so you want me to hand it over then?
That would be preferable, yes.
I think that would be
I'm
a
not
good
asking
idea.
you.
Jack,
Alright.
yes, I think so.
But if millions die, as Jackal walks over and hands it to him, then remember it was your choice to make us idle watchers.
I won't let that be on my conscience.
I'll make it.
It won't happen.
Jackal,
I'll make it
do
on
keep
your
in mind, I'll
conscience.
make it on your conscience because the death of millions, because of your choices, should not and will not be taken lightly.
She does not stand as an idle watcher.
Yeah.
She chose to make a compromise and seek a non-violent progression to go forward so that we may cooperate.
Yes, but
that
there's
is
no
about as
guarantee
far
that
from
your
idle as
species will
possible.
follow you.
You are
If
correct.
you're a species, that means there are others with ideals of their own.
And
I'm
yet
curious to see the outcome.
You're entirely correct. As I can see between the dichotomy between yourself and your companion, it is possible that there will be issues. However, as you are aware, I believe firmly in protecting those that you care for, those of your own kind. Thus, If there comes to be a threat against you from one of ours, why would I hold any issue with you protecting yourselves? Even when you struck at me, when you broke my egg and left me near dead, I nonetheless acknowledge my mindlessness and violence pushed you to that. You are fundamentally correct to seek to protect yourselves, and the same shall be true going forward. If they come for your heads, take theirs. There is no shame in self-defense, and never should there be.
And
I'm
That's
curious
pretty
to see
deep.
what happens going forward then. As Jacob's smile hasn't left his face, as I enjoy this. This shall be an interesting experiment, I think I shall call it. To see what happens. My curiosity has gotten the better of me in this case.
then I'll try to find a way for the Seraphim to work with humans so that we can safely hatch these eggs, give them an identity, and then we can work in harmony. Though that there will be discussion of the consequences of the eggs that have taken lives and what the punishment for that should be, or consequences.
I do not agree in the idea of punishing them. I understand the tragedy, but
Well, it doesn't
nonetheless,
have to be death. It can be a different kind of consequence. I understand that it was in an unconscious action, but it's still a death of someone because of one. Shouldn't that be considered?
316 died for the revival of a single one,
Shouldn't
with
that be
no
considered?
choice, no willingness to give up their lives.
and it has no choice but to take them, no willingness otherwise. If there are any who would be held accountable for the deaths that took place here, they are numbered amongst the 317 that were in this room prior to your arrival.
What happened to the 17th? As
You
you
speak
said
to
that
him now.
so
He
you
is
want-
not responsible for that. I have kept watch. I have defended him. If there is any responsible for his birth, it shall not be his. The responsibility will be upon me. If you seem to think it all right to deliver punishment for nothing more than the bare minimum required for survival, I will shoulder that punishment in his place.
I can understand that.
Question
We'll
for
probably
you
have to
then.
talk about that later.
What was that?
Interesting that you point that out. The question then, did any of them at least get to defend themselves?
Of course.
Did you kill them for defending themselves?
Of course.
Huh.
In the end, they reacted in self-defense, but that self-defense was violence against one of my own. My response to that violence was to defend myself and the egg. Why would I not have? We have previously established it reasonable that we stand in defense of our kind.
I'm just
Now that we have,
Hmm?
but now that we have, that I'm going to be going forward with this plan.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to let these eggs rot, not forever. There's going to be something done so that perhaps, well, hopefully there's going to be something done so that they can wake up and you can give them the mass. But till the time being, can you just not let more humans fall into the trap until we're ready to make a large action
No.
to help?
I respect the idea, and I will not actively take steps to force humans into a confrontation with the eggs. But right now, I have the words of some random human, saying that they shall do their best in order to convince people to willingly give their essence for the awakening of another species. If you think that I will hold off entirely on the resurrection of my kind, on a promise made with you in a dark cavern alone, then I must question your logical presumptions here. I will do my best to bring them to life, but I will not purposefully, actively engage in a human endangerment. That is the promise I will give you. I will not stop my kind until I have a guarantee that what you're claiming is even possible in the first place.
Alrighty.
Bring
Let's see what we can do
evidence.
about that.
If you can bring me evidence, then yes. If you can show a safe and a way in order to do it without the deaths of humans, then, and only then, will I take all efforts possible to prevent the hatching of the eggs through immoral means. For only then does it become immoral, when there is another option. For at this time, there is not.
Alright. I'll do that then. You better wait for that evidence then. Well, I guess you won't be, but it'll be something.
I assume
I
you'll
will
stick
not wait
around
for
here?
I will not wait for the evidence, but I will hope for it. I will be continuing to stick around here until such time that the egg hatches, at which point we will begin to move. With no offense meant to you specifically, I have very little doubt that once word gets around of what took place at this time, the authorities will respond with retributive justice.
The authorities won't learn about this.
Then how shall she convince them to give freely?
We've been
Work,
coming across
not to
these
give.
things for a while now, knowing that we also came into contact with one of you under a church building, one of the abandoned churches where we encountered you. Technically, we wouldn't be lying, would we? As Jackalope looks at Lynn, we did encounter him before this, and this time we have gotten a conversation. The families and such did take quite the illegal actions, wouldn't you say? Retribution was paid to them for probably all the lives they took beforehand, correct?
Well, there's certainly going to be a discussion.
Plus, at this point, there would be more strike back to your idea if people learned that 316 people disappeared or died, depending on how you want to look at it, to feed one. You would have a lot more pushback and a lot more problems then.
We'll have to see what we can do.
Mhm.
I'm curious to see your outcome.
Well, I'm sure you'll be by my side.
Probably, unless, you try to kill me or something at some point for my own actions. But you know what? We'll get there when we get there.
She gives Jack a sad look, but still manages to kind of smile. All right, let's hope for something.
You have my condolences, Miss
Lene.
Linnae. You have my condolences for the nature of your companions.
Oh,
I'm simply the devil on her shoulder that reminds her of reality.
it's necessary.
Sorry we're insane.
Yeah, don't be sorry for that.
I will
It's
continue
like-
to stand watch, as will my brother. We shall watch over the egg until it hatches. And regardless of your statements, we will still be leaving it. Frankly, the idea that you are suggesting that you will use deception and obfuscation to prevent our being detected is not something I have faith in. It is better that we err on the side of caution.
Probably for the best. Well then, perhaps
that
I guess
a
the
choice?
first thing, maybe you should think of giving yourself a name.
Perhaps I should. My brother and I shall think this over, but for now we must stand at attention. Our vigil shall not end until a crack forms in the egg.
All right. Goodbye.
Farewell, Linnae.
Okay.
I'm heading out.
Yeah.
See ya.
Unless you've got questions for him, Katie.
Hmm. Hold up. Wait. So, the masks that we found were all in, like, buried under these, like, the church wood floors. Uh, know anything about, like, the churches, the religion in there?
No.
Power?
The power underneath, I do not know why it would have been there. Nor do I know why the masks would be held in such a way. I'm afraid such things are information that I would not be available to.
Weird. It's like the box that, the power thing. Looked an awful lot like your guys' marble stuffs. Had eyes. Probably sentient.
If it was sentient, it would have spoken with you. We are not mindless, violent beasts, so long as we are in possession of our minds.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Weird. It was like an artifact in like a box thing. Kind of looked like carved from a tooth. Though I think it was probably more related to Grimm since it, like I could sense it. But it was able to like take aura or store aura. Uh, but it like reminded me of the weird things in the forest.
I see. Perhaps it also held a fragment of a mask.
Hmm.
Fragment
What
might
would
not.
happen if what would happen if a Grimm ate one of those shards?
I frankly have no idea.
Hmm. Fascinating.
Why do you ask?
'Cause I saw one.
You saw a Grim eat a mask, shard?
Something like that. That artifact that stored aura. Probably related. It happened.
You're speaking around the subject. Please speak with clarity. Did you see a Grim eat a mask fragment?
Uh, okay, well, that depends on whether that shard thing was a mask fragment, because, like, okay, so it was carved into a tooth. It was probably related to the weird religious thing that was putting your masks in the thing. It could store aura, but it was also kind of felt related to a Grim, but it could also store aura in there, and a Grim, and the Grim seemed to want to get closer to it, whereby one of the Grim ate it.
I see. It sounds similar to a mask shard, but I can't speak with confidence without being able to see it myself.
Hmm.
If you encounter the Grim, it might be best to extract it. At that point, I would be able to determine exactly the nature of what it was that it was eaten.
Sounds gory. And then there were those weird, and then there's those did we determine whether Chicky Finky's Grim was actually a Grim?
Chicky Fingy's Grim was a Grim.
Yeah.
All right, okay. All right. Well, there's a bunch of like probably a bunch. I assume there are multiple. I don't know. We know at least there's one Grim in the forest that was it was like all white, right? And then
Yes,
I didn't, yeah.
a large amount of its body was white.
And it had like these long fingers, and it seemed to want to suck out aura.
It doesn't sound familiar.
I don't know. It was weird. I ran away from it because of past trauma, but Red Guy over there had a very close encounter with it.
It stuck its finger in my mouth and tried to suck out my aura through its finger.
You have my condolences then. I
It's
assume you
deeply unpleasant.
terminated it with prejudice.
Indeed.
Good.
And then a bigger one crushed a tree, and then went back to sleep.
Did you terminate that one as well?
It is about 30 stories. So no.
I see.
I
My
can hear.
condolences for being unable to terminate it.
He
If I were in your
shrugs.
position, I would be quite sad about it as well.
Hmm.
If they're big enough, it's more of a loss of life if you try killing one of them, especially if they're ignoring your existence. It's not worth it.
Hmm.
That is to be determined, I suppose.
If you die before you can get your big hunt, then honestly, it's just kind of disappointing.
Hmm.
I see nothing disappointing in dying in the service that we were born for. It would be unfortunate if we did not execute upon that service, but I have no doubts. With enough focus, enough drive, enough of us, execution would be the least of our problems.
Hmm.
Anything else?
I shake my head.
Not at the moment.
I've had my fun.
Hmm.
We have other jobs we need to get to anyway. We should probably, even though we aren't reporting that to the authorities, we should at least know that's let the people that we actually are working for and the people we are.
Right.
We'll let Jackalope kind of air quotes that the people we're working for, as he's looking at Hunter, know that the family has been passed. We'll call it a grim attack.
Will do.
In the
I also, go back to, so we can talk with Boss Man, and I do want to kind of see if we can get a meeting with M, or somehow in contact with them.
Regardless, good luck to your protecting. Hopefully, you don't end up killing any more people.
We can only hope.
Maybe. For once.
We'll see.
Alright, I'm bored. Jackalope just turns around, giving kind of a casual semi-wave, sticking freaking, what's his face? Brain, please. Emmett Selk wave as he's walking out of the room. See ya.
Hunter will
Hopefully not
follow.
anytime soon. Jack.
Good.
I'm just an imaginary creature after all. After all, jackalopes don't actually exist.
Oh,
around,
if
right.
only.
His
Oh,
smile
man.
is wide. Jackalope is very much entertained at the moment.
There's a bunch of like ideas and plans just going through Lynn's eyes, as she just this determined look now goes over instead of that uncertainty. Now there's just determination. Determination.
Alright. Well, sounds like right about now is a good time to stop after an hour past when we should.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
we're supposed to finish an hour ago, but you know me. I just suck ass at stopping.
Wow.
Role play.
Is it possible to meet M or to get in touch with M in the next segment at all?
It depends. Like, it's certainly possible.
And I'd like to talk with M to see if they can help with this contact for discussion, and also maybe just talking with them first and seeing what they know so they can give us information about what to do.
Hey, I just realized something. So you remember how in those those writing things from a while ago, something about the vehement mother or some such? Well,
Yeah.
between that instance of referring to a mother and the fact that flippin' chair of anime boy over there mentioned that the Grimm has a mother, like the Sephora. I almost called them the Sephora. Have a father. some such. And of course, there's still that thing that like M might stand for mother.
Quite on the nose, but yeah.
Yeah.
There is more. I haven't been really rereading the books. I mean the passage that we were given, but that is something to talk about. I do want to talk with M or get into contact with them. Hopefully in the next segment, if possible.
We'll just have to see.
Yeah.
All right, Corin, close us out.
All right.
Or do you want me to?
Bye.
Alright. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you guys
Take care,
did, feel free to
everyone.
hit that follow button. Check out Vods of Valhalla as well as Tables of Zaris, the 2 YouTube channels that we put all of our VODs on. And come join our Discord if you guys want to be kept up to date with our various scheduling, as we'll be changing it probably a little bit considering it's going to be Christmas here soon. Which we're actually going to do a jump chain the day after Christmas. So who knows? Maybe some kind of Christmas-themed one-shot? Question mark. Who knows?
No, next week I might not be doing any jump chain.
Oh yeah, will you be gone the 12th?
I'm not gonna. Well, I'm gonna need to go to sleep because I'm gonna need to be up at like 6 a.m. on the 13th if I want to get to Iowa.
That's 8 hours. Not 9
Bro.
hours.
Bro, I think I'm just gonna sleep. You know how I am with planes. I hate them.
Well, so we'll see what happens. I might even, it's a week. Who knows? We'll see what happens. If you guys are interested, check out our stuff, and we'll see all of you fine folks on the next episode, which is going to be tomorrow at 7 p.m. PST. Me and Ellie are going to be playing some more West of Loathing. Bye. After I drink some water.
Sam. Pecking order.
See ya.
Have a good night,
First
folks.
rule of Mr. Popo's training. Don't talk about Mr. Popo's